The Fan.
Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What's up?
This is a massive. This is Texas getting into the playoffs sort of upset.
Yep.
Boy, you are the Steve Sark. Maybe Vandy
man.
playing a 13th game. The betting markets had you as a heavy underdog to make it into today's show.
Nice little plus money win on me today.
Nice
About
little. That would be like a 1,000-to-1 win. That would be the
it
epic.
wasn't that bad.
You doing a little manipulating the markets, are you? You see that? You see the Google, bro?
Yeah, I did. I thought that was great.
20-something million or whatever he
Which,
got.
by the way, that's legal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's unregulated.
Well, I guess, yeah. So if you didn't see, like on the poly markets now, you can bet on anything. So apparently there was someone, like when Gemini 3.0 would come out. So it's like every time there was a bet on what Google was going to do, someone was placing serious money.
He was 23 of 23.
Yeah. And he was so someone eventually figured out there was a mistake and they published something came out where he got exposed and someone was like, 23 of 23 for millions of dollars. And they're like, yeah, I think that's probably a Google insider.
Yeah, he worked there probably.
Yeah, I assume I thought that was more like insider trading.
Well, I don't think it is because those markets are unregulated.
Huh.
Yeah,
that's
the Wild
the
Wild
whole.
West.
It's the whole fight of Kalshi and all those are fighting right now, and they're claiming they are not. It is not a betting market. They are. The courts have. I don't even know.
I don't know how that's not a betting market.
Well,
You're literally betting.
Well, but they're saying. But there's not a house. It's like if I bet something on Kalshi, there has to be somebody else on the back end that takes my bet.
Yeah.
So it's like me against you, not me against. I don't know, dude.
It's funny because I just got done watching, because I'm old. Do you still watch 60 Minutes?
No.
Okay. I love 60 Minutes.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
So I check that out every Sunday, and I just watched the same sort of thing where apparently it's not illegal. So I guess there's someone from some Asian guy from the Royal Canadian Bank. He's Japanese, but he's Canadian, and he figured this thing out. Again, to the tune of several $1 billion. So these ultra fast these exchanges were figuring something out where they had supercomputers. So I'm trying the best way I can explain this. So you're a large company, right? And you put in a trade for 6,000 shares of something. They had a supercomputer and they had laid high-speed line. They spent like $300 million to lay high-speed cable to one of these exchanges. And as the order would come through, like for, again, say 1,000 shares, after 100 shares, their computer would be like, hey, they bought 100 shares, they're buying on 900 more. They could then jack up the price on you before your order got finished because they were faster. And sometimes it was only by the tune of a few pennies or maybe a few cents and sometimes $1, but they did it on every big trade that was going on. And no one could figure out how these exchanges were like, hey, I'm placing an order for 1,000. How come the first 200 are a different price than the other? And it was happening so fast, no one could pick up on it. And some guy, like I said, some Royal Canadian guy figured this out, that's what everyone was doing. They were just...
So it was a computer?
Yeah, these people were setting up they called them high-speed exchanges where they were spending hundreds of millions of dollars to have fiber optics that were a tenth of a second faster than anything else, and they were basically rigging the system. They were just faster than you and were like, okay, you want to do this, our computer's faster. Wow. And technically, it's legal, but now there's government hearings on it and they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it won't be legal for long.
No. But yeah, to the tune of it was billions of dollars. And it was kind of gaming the system. But everyone was like, well, we don't know what to do about it because it's brand new.
If your life depended on it, could you come up with a scheme like that?
No.
I couldn't either.
No. God, no.
It's like, I mean,
which I was kind of like, well, I mean, I know that you're a bunch of like sons of bitches that you're rigging the system, but at the same time, you're kind of smart. Like no one figured it out for years and years and years.
Didn't there used to be people in the sports betting when sports betting went to like apps and the internet and stuff?
Yeah.
Weren't there people that were at games that when they were live, they were slightly ahead of the live betting market?
Yes.
And they were watching the action and then somehow placing bets. Like say a goal was scored on a hockey game,
Yeah.
and you just, I don't know how you do it that fast, but
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
They were betting on the next shot to be a goal or whatever.
Yeah, and we're getting in.
And they were cashing tickets.
Yeah, because a lot of times, again, the 60 Minutes piece, I encourage you to go look at it. Like, depending on where you're at and distances traveled and maybe like this cable's faster than that one over there. And I guess there's some sports arenas where this is worse than others. I guess in Toronto at the Maple Leaf Stadium, I guess it's worse. So they can lag behind like the TV broadcast, sometimes between 30 seconds and 45. So there's a whole thing where if you live by the arena, you hate watching the games on TV because you hear the goal horn. You can hear it outside of the arena, sometimes 30 seconds before something happens. And it was something like that where there were certain places that would lag behind, and yeah, people could get an advantage if you were in the arena watching it live versus what was going out.
Well, if there were odds on me returning today, I wouldn't even bet on it.
Well, I even read the text yesterday where you were like, yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Didn't look good.
Well, and then you're off tomorrow, so we just assumed whatever you were doing was important.
Yeah.
So why would you risk the Friday off to come back today?
Well, one, I feel fine at this point. Like, I'm a little tired now, but I don't know what I had. Probably the flu. Yeah. And my wife's currently down too, by the way.
Is it that you just wanted to be out of the house so you didn't have to take care of her?
I mean, look.
Ooh, smart.
Part of it?
Well, part of it is that I'm going to be out tomorrow, and I kind of felt bad. And the other part of it is I'm simply well enough to do the broadcast, and I enjoy doing the broadcast, so why not do the broadcast?
Broadcast excellence.
No, I don't know about excellence, but
broadcast adequacy.
You know, I'm back in the hot tub here. I'm easing in.
There you go.
1 foot at a time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I just I want to talk sports. I'm kind of glad I missed signing day. That's great. And I'm also glad I missed all the bitching about Lane Kiffin. And I'm also glad I'm missing a lot of the bitching about the playoff. Yeah. Because
well, we kind of, again, all of this stuff is very, like, we were talking about it and we were under the this was my working theory, which, by the way, you did just get done boasting about your new robust immune system.
Well, let's not fake news this.
You
I said, well, what I said was I have not been sick nearly as much, and you can check the tape. This is my first sick day of the year, I believe, or these were my first sick days of the year. And I used to get sick all the time. So I have tackled my immune system problem, but that does not mean that I don't get sick. I definitely get sick. It's just I'm getting sick a lot less. And I am actually, as we just discussed, I am actually quite impressed with my body's ability to have bounced back by today.
Well,
because normally,
when you go down,
when I go down hard, and I was down hard Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. I did not think I would be back on Thursday, but now I'm back. So maybe some of this work, a lot of people are saying.
Herein lies, I have a working theory.
Some of this work I'm doing is good.
I have a working theory on this. You know, it's like when the mom lifts the baby off the car, right? The body has an amazing ability to, the mind can tell the body. And you have the innate ability to get sick before or after vacations. Like it all stems together. And is it possible on this that after the holiday, you knew what was coming? Because we were like signing day, the Lane Kiffin stuff, coaching carousel. I'm like, these are all things that you despise. Is it possible that over the holidays, you're like, yeah, you knew what was coming, and your body's like, no. Maybe. We're not doing this.
Yeah, I've trained my body.
You've trained it. Like, we're shutting it down. Because then you get the twofold. You got the holiday break into extended time, and you got to miss a bunch of crap that you hate anyways. I was wondering if maybe this was the body and the mind working together.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you were to say, if you could train your body to be sick for one sports week, what would it be? I wouldn't say it would be this week.
No.
Because this is a fun. I mean, you got the playoff
going on.
The coaching carousel is fun. Just the Lane Kiffin stuff was. I think it's just my timeline. It's like the algorithm. Why is it that 90% of the things that show up in my algorithm I hate? Why is that?
Is it possible you're becoming an old curmudgeon?
Well, but it's my algorithm. It's supposed to be the things that I like and I want to read. Right?
Here's another one, and I saw this on 60. I'm giving 60 Minutes all the love today. It turns out that when they did a 60 Minutes thing on algorithms, it's not the things that you love that keep you around and get you engaged. It's the things that you hate.
Damn it.
Hate is a stronger emotion.
Damn it.
So your algorithm is a nice mix of things that are red meat to you, both good and bad, but they've actually found that the stuff that pisses you off is the stuff that keeps you more engaged. They just know what pisses you off. So that algorithm is for you. So you ask, why is it all the stuff you hate? Because that's what you ultimately, like, we want. We want to be mad and angry.
I don't really want to be mad and angry, though.
But people do, and so they're like,
people can bite
here
me.
you go.
Yeah, here's another article about why the playoff committee I get it.
Yeah.
Here's another article why Lane Kiffin sucks. I
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
It's a little much. I mean, it's good content. It's just
It's a lot.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
So if I could pick one week, I think the week between the Super Bowl and the championship weekend and the Super Bowl
That's pretty good.
is a good week to be off. And by the way, I just warn you now, I'm off that week because
I'm out.
well, I didn't plan it this way, but
Really?
No,
You didn't plan it that way?
no, the kids are getting married in Mexico in
Yeah.
January, and it just so happens that week.
It just so happens. Grandpa Rob
Yeah.
wasn't trying to shove some, like, hey,
No.
guys, what about this week?
Dude, you think she would let me have any say over when the hell they got married? No.
Yeah.
So that could be a good one because that's always a lame week.
Yeah.
Signing day is a good one. I don't like
That is
you know,
not
I
up your
don't-
alley.
Did you guys bloviate about
Oh, yeah.
high school boys in
Absolutely,
tights
man. We had
yesterday?
we had a whole thing about it. God. And as someone is pointing out, Lanning does say being sick is a choice. Rob,
Yeah.
that may have been your choice. You
Yeah.
may have put the hand up and been like, yeah, you know what?
I was thinking about him.
Taking one for the team.
I was thinking about him lying there coughing. Like, he does say being sick is a choice, and I see what he means, but I didn't have a choice.
No.
I can assure you.
You were going to rip some Zins and some monsters and then get up and get going?
I tried, but it made me more sick. No, it's good to be back. I was actually out. This is all a lie. I was actually out interviewing for the Penn State job.
Yeah. Eventually you decided to turn it down as well.
They need you.
Well, I don't want to live
Badly.
in Happy Valley.
I think they're down to Matt Campbell, and if not, no one else.
They
Saw
cut,
Coach Klein from Waterboy. They're considering him out of SCLSU.
they caught
Yeah, the
wind
mud-
of my Hail Mary expertise.
They thought it was-
They were intrigued,
Oh, it's pretty good.
but it wasn't enough, apparently. So I'm
that
not,
to me is the funniest, but also the saddest football story to come out in like 20 years. I've never seen anything quite like that.
well, it's not over yet.
No,
So maybe you
they
know.
were, but the idea that Penn State, who was a play away from a national title game last year, 1 4th down away from beating Oregon this year, and then you fire your coach outside of UCLA. You were the first team to fire your coach, the second team to fire your coach. And have you seen the list of people that have turned them down?
Yeah.
Dude, it is
I have.
incredible. They even missed on Bob Chesney, who was Signetti's replacement at James Madison. He's from Pennsylvania and played football in Pennsylvania, and they didn't even get him. Like
it's wild.
the BYU coach turned you down. You got defeated by the Crumble
listen,
Cookie Man.
when I'm turning you down, it's
It's bad.
It's bad.
Did you get big Crumble money too?
no.
Yeah.
I did see Kalani Sataki in the airport
Oh, did you?
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
Interviewing.
out there, just crossing
We
paths.
compared notes.
My favorite thing is that James Franklin on signing day put out a thing that their dessert of choice was crumble cookies. And if you don't know,
Yeah.
the crumble cookie people are the ones that stepped up and allowed Sataki.
Well, it
to
was the
stay.
guy, the
yeah,
crumble guy.
The guy, crumble.
He's
guy.
a BYU guy.
Yeah.
And he's got $1 gajillion.
I just love that.
And he actually tweeted that he was going to go save BYU football.
Yes.
And he did.
Penn State was defeated by cookies. And it couldn't happen. Well, I guess it could have happened to a better place. It would have been Baylor. But if it wasn't Baylor, I'm glad it happened to Penn State.
Well, we'll do a Penn State segment today, I think, right?
Yeah, we can do a Penn State segment.
Yeah, I think we should. This one-day work week's going to be great. Like, we got a lot to squeeze in here.
Well, you're already getting tired, I can tell, so pace yourself.
Well, listen, I am a little fatigued,
Yeah.
but that's never stopped me before.
Has it?
Never.
All right, well, you're playing
ready
hurt.
to go.
You're playing hurt. Let's go.
Let's party. We're going to start. Oh, I have to make an announcement.
Oh, boy.
Dan Lanning, not coming on today.
He's busy. I don't know. He's not recruiting. He already
Denied.
recruited.
He's out.
We don't know why.
He's out of town, they said.
Well, maybe he's getting a day off.
Well, he's
or
probably like Belichick. He's probably vacationing.
something. Him and Jordan Hudson. Also, too, did you see that Jordan Hudson filed a public request record for all of the recruits for North Carolina?
I don't know what that means.
She's digging into the backgrounds of North Carolina players. Good idea, everybody.
Well, she's probably just trying to pick her next prey, don't you think?
Yeah, probably.
Whose daddy's a billionaire?
She's
got to go younger sooner than later.
She cannot help herself from
All right.
just being the biggest yaunch in sports.
Let's start with cool, hot, awesome college football talk.
Yeah.
Are we starting to get bullish on Oregon's playoff chances? Next on The Fan.
Dirt and Sprague. Dirt and Sprague. 1051 FM and 1080 AM.
That's right. I'm back, bitches. Schnitzel Wolf is in there.
By the way, I just noticed in your big Laurelhurst ad,
Yeah.
my favorite thing is when you say that you can go in there and grab your meat.
You just noticed that?
I just noticed that.
Yeah, that's been a running.
Yeah.
It's been running for several years.
I know, and I guess I just noticed. Did he just say you can go in there and grab your meat?
That's my bit.
All right. Yeah.
And I usually highlight it
Yeah.
to really make it stand out. But that one I kind of snuck it in
Hey,
there.
we all got to grab our meat every once in a
just
while.
Well, of
kinda-
course you do.
yeah, just kinda
the only
slid on-
place to grab your meat is Laurelhurst Market, for heaven's sakes.
the
Who
best
Who doesn't
quality.
know that?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I just want to say we have a text line here.
Sure.
And somebody said that they saw a story where a British man tossed his external drive containing his Bitcoin passwords into a landfill.
Oh, boy.
And he said he did it when prices were low, and he's accumulated 8,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, my God.
And so I went and looked that story up.
True?
Bro, unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's very true.
Very true. He's a young guy. He threw away, his name is James. He lives in London town. He threw away his computer. He was cleaning out his house.
Sure.
And he thought it was empty. And he put it in a trash bag in his hallway. This was in 2013. And he thought it was empty. He put it in a trash bag in his hallway, and it went to a landfill.
Yeah, boy. Has he been searching for it ever since?
Dude, you know how much it's worth?
8,000 Bitcoin? Oh, I'm guessing
Billions.
Yeah. I don't know about billions, but I'm sure it's...
$900 million.
Oh, my God.
Well, of course it fluctuates.
Yeah.
But this story.
So
this
is he
is
just
from February.
has he been sifting
Well,
through land?
Okay, so he knows the landfill that it went to.
Okay.
So that right there gives you a little
Sure.
bit of
Are you... Now, here's a
he,
question.
he has been fighting in court
That's what I was going to say. Like,
to search the landfill. They won't let him.
I was going to say, I doubt, I'll tell you what, if I worked at that landfill, you know what I'd be doing every single day before and after I clocked in? Be looking for that damn computer. Although if you found it,
Well, you got to give it to him, but he'd give you a cut.
that's what I was going to say. Do you have to give it to him?
Yes, because he has
he's the only one.
No,
that,
no.
yeah.
But you're not legally required, so you would cut a deal with him to be
Oh.
like, look, you've got $900 million. Actually, you don't have squat, but I don't have squat.
I found it.
Beneficial. And I wouldn't go 50-50.
No.
I'd be more like 30-70. And by the way, give him the 70.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm like, you, give me
I'd take 10.
Yeah, let's go.
Anyway, he sued, so they wouldn't let him search the landfill.
Yeah.
So he is sued and lost.
Mm.
And now he is saying that he is going to buy the dump.
Does he have, how much does it cost to buy a dump?
I mean, if he finds this thing, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but he doesn't. I mean, you still have to have the
don't
money
know.
to buy a
Well,
you know,
listen, the guy was able to mine 8,000 Bitcoin.
He's probably okay.
So he
yeah.
probably has,
Valid point.
you know.
Honestly, if I was that bro, I would seriously just go to the employees and be like, look, the first one that finds this, here's $100 million. Like, if I went down to the way, because I don't think they call it the dump anymore, which is disappointing.
It's a landfill.
It's a landfill. If I went down to the landfill, and by the way, like I used to work out with a guy that worked at the landfill over there in Vancouver. Like, if I went to Benny and was like, Benny, man, $100 million, and all you have to do is find it, and whoever finds it gets their cut of it, dude, that computer would be found in like 7 days. There's just, you put those guys that, I mean, that's tough work out there, dirty, nasty work, and I don't think you're getting paid a ton of money. The key is to not try to sue. You cut the other people in.
If right now this guy called you and said, Suk,
Yeah.
I need you to go out there and search for my white bag with my Bitcoin password drive in it.
Yeah. I'm in the dump.
It's in a landfill.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Yeah.
Like you're quitting your job.
Yes.
Your life, you're moving to England
Mm-hmm.
and looking for this hard drive
Yeah.
in this landfill.
Yeah.
If you find it,
Yeah.
he's giving you half.
Yeah.
If you don't,
I got nothing.
you got nothing.
And I lose my job because obviously all that.
Are you going?
I would need to do some legwork to find out how often that landfill is turned over or
You want to know your odds.
I just need to know if it's still there. Like, if it's one of those things where we compact trash and there's a more than likely chance that this thing has been crushed or, destroyed in some way, that I'm not. But if you tell me, hey, as far as I know, that thing went in a dumpster got dumped in the landfill, and then all got shoved in the middle. Yeah. What else am I will take a year of my time. I will take 2 years of my time.
This is your life.
I know I'm saying. Like, I will take however long it takes me. And yes.
You're going to go for it, huh?
Yeah. Dude, you tell me, let's say on the off chance it takes me 3 years to sift through that. 3 years. And I'm doing that. I just live off my savings. I'm like, I kind of bleed a little bit there. And I spend 3 years working 10-hour days. And at the end of that, I'm retired because I have $500 million. Yeah, man.
There's the landfill.
Yeah, I got that.
How many like hard drives, or what is it? Just a thumb drive? Like, so the tiny
I
one?
don't know.
So again,
that is a real needle in a haystack.
But again, it's in a computer.
It's in a I think he said it was in a computer.
Yeah.
In a black or in a white plastic.
Dude, I'm fine.
bag.
I'm doing
Okay.
that. I'm fine.
White
with that.
trash bag. Which,
I'm
by the way, the whole landfill looks like white trash
I
bags.
know.
But
I'm Scooby doing the S out of that, man. And you know what? I'm farming out. Like we're doing that. We're getting to it.
yeah.
What else am I doing, man?
There's got to be investors that would be willing to see. Suk,
Well,
you
you
asked, where are you going to get the money to buy the landfill? Somebody's going to be funding this, dude.
well, you would think that if it were that, if there were just an off chance they could find it,
yeah,
that's too much money. They would find it.
they would find it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So something's not.
So that's why I've said I
Something's not right
need
here.
some legwork. I need to hire a smart person to calculate some odds. And if you tell me there's like a 10 or 15, 20% chance,
Well, you
that
should
I'm-
probably hire the guy who mined 8,000
that's
Bitcoin.
that's true. And so I'm telling him
He's still looking for it, so he thinks
Yeah.
there's a chance.
I just need this. I need someone to be like, look, what are my odds here? Because if it's 50-50, I don't know if I'm doing it. Like you got to give me some. You got to give me decent odds that at least it's there.
What if I say you can't? Like I can't tell you that.
Nah.
Then you're not gonna try.
I'm not doing that. My life's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not rich.
My life's fine.
It is.
Nah.
I've
You know what you
never-
sound like Schultze.
Ah.
Here, wait, hold on.
I'm fine.
My
Look,
life's fine.
Look,
I'm fine. Nah.
do I want a couple $100 million? Yes. Is there ever a time in the last I don't know how long that I've woken up and been like my life sucks? No, dude, I got a great.
But wouldn't it be exciting to be out there like every day? Just
until it's like 3 years, 4 years,
I guess
5 years?
You get used to the smell after a while, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You'd get used to it. You'd just be at some point. It'd just be you in a mask and gloves, just sifting through trash. This is my job.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if over the years they could pinpoint, like, hey, this year from this area of town, we dumped the trash in this part of this massive part. Like, I don't know. That's
Well, again, I'm sure he has tried everything
Yeah.
to uncover that.
Yeah. Someone's saying that he had wealthy tech backers for a while on the assumption they would get reimbursed, but they haven't been able to. So, yeah, he's been.
Dude,
he's
that
been
thing is
attempting.
long gone.
So that's my point. Like, if you told me at the beginning, but now, no, I'm not going to. That dude has spent 12 years looking for that thing. He ain't found it.
Well, but he hasn't been able to look for it.
That's true.
He's
Well,
been fighting
I-
for the right to look
I
for
guarantee he's had people trying to get in
it.
there.
I would have broken in.
Well, there was that one story, and I don't know how it got resolved.
I mean, did they arrest you for breaking into a dump?
yeah,
Yes.
trespassing.
Well, but it's a dump.
Yeah, it's still trespassing.
still
man.
private property.
Well, my house can be a dump, but you can't decide to go in there because you think it looks like trash.
Well, I don't want to break into your dumpy house.
There was that story about a guy, same thing. He had hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever. He had all these Bitcoin or whatever. And his password, like all those things are really protected. And he had forgotten his password. And I guess he had tried all these different ones. And at some point it locks it.
Yeah, I heard this.
You remember
story.
that? And
Yeah.
so the dude was down to his last password attempt and he couldn't remember what it was. And like those like like I forget what they're called, but there's like certain, it's like Fox Den or like
Yeah.
there's a mask or like it's
Well, it's like 20 words.
yeah, and it's a whole thing.
It's like
And-
a key
That,
phrase.
yeah,
or
that's what I
something.
think this guy is
Yeah.
is searching for,
and so
right?
you
Because you have to have that in order to do
yeah
Yes.
to get in.
access your Bitcoin.
So this dude was down to his last, and they tell you like when a couple guys in my gym were into this, and I was like, I don't know, maybe, and it was not for me. But I went through the process of setting up a wallet and all that, and it does say when you sign up, there is no way to recover this
Correct.
password.
That is
They are
correct.
you write it down, you keep it somewhere,
That
put it
is
in a
correct.
safe. They're like, there is no,
Right.
oh, I forgot my password, recover it.
No, it's gone.
And my dude was down to his last attempt. Otherwise, it is gone forever. And it was a significant amount of money. And I don't know if I don't know what ever happened, but I mean, you want to talk about a pucker factor. You got one attempt to remember the password you used. Good
Well, there
luck.
would be no way. I mean, I dabbled in a little Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I've since sold it,
Yeah.
but I remember, I had the password thing.
Yeah.
And there's no way you could. Well, I guess you could memorize it, but it would be really hard. It's like you said, it's 21 words
Yeah, it's a
in a
whole thing,
row,
yeah.
and they're just kind of random. That would be really hard to do. Now, how do you think that you would find? How many body parts would you find before you found money?
Oh God.
Do you think?
Or dead animals.
Ooh,
No,
you'd find a lot of dead
You'd
animals.
find such bad stuff, man. Like,
What if you found like just cash?
well, yeah. What if you found something? That's the other
There's
thing.
another treasure in
As
there.
you're searching, maybe you're finding cool stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You probably find a lot of stuff that shouldn't be thrown away yet. And speaking of which, that Bitcoin story that you're talking about, Sook, the guy's name is Stephen Thomas. And as of 2025, reports are there is no confirmation the wallet was successfully accessed.
Whoa.
Sexy access.
Yeah, so he may have just lost that.
Yeah, he
forever.
probably did.
And it was
And that's on you because you're right. It warned you like
many times.
many times.
Yeah.
Do not lose this.
You know,
You will need this.
You know, one of the reasons I didn't get into it, one, I didn't fully understand it. I was like, there, I'll eventually lose this.
You totally would.
I just was like, eh.
You know who else would? My wife. I don't even think she has a password
Yeah,
keeper yet. I'm like, babe, it's so easy. Just put your stuff in a password
I
keeper.
reset.
I don't want to do that. It's like, God, you're your own worst enemies.
I signed up for that thing and I was like, dude, this is just only a matter of time. I'm like, whatever.
All right, well, there's a impromptu searching for Bitcoin passwords in a landfill segment.
Never know what you're going to find at the dump. I miss the old days of the dump.
Mildly intriguing,
Yeah.
the dump.
Yeah.
And I use that word mildly
Now it's
for a reason.
Now it's a transfer station.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I remember being a kid and my dad taking me to the dump. And we backed our old Dodge Adventure pickup thing, literally up to the edge of just a big ass pit.
And they didn't check anything.
And you just threw it in there,
Now,
whatever you wanted.
I will tread lightly
that was
on
the
this.
golden age.
But I don't think this is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was there cleaning out my parents' house
Yeah.
in Salina, Kansas.
Yeah.
This was not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I believe that in many like you say transfer station, that's because you live in Portland.
Yeah.
Many places
have the dump.
in the country, they still just have a big old hole. And the guy's like, yeah, it looks good. Dump her on in there.
There was no regulation. You just paid like a flat fee and you backed up whenever's in the back of that truck was going in the hole.
I mean, overall, I do think it's kind of sad. Part of the human condition we have not figured out is what to do with our trash. We just bury it. That's what we end up just putting it in
Well,
the
do
ground.
you have an answer for that, Schulte?
If I did, I would not be here trying to get this job, sir.
Well, it
Well, that's
pisses
true.
off all the snowflakes, but what we ultimately do is we just sell it to like all your recycling and trash.
Yep.
We just sell it to poor countries
And they bury it.
and they bury it.
So
I know a
true.
guy who
Yeah,
is
pretty funny, isn't it, Schultz?
well, like
It's funny that people think they're doing something.
I can't say who he is because but I know a guy who deals in trash and he makes fun of. And dude, this guy's got a plane. He's got plane money. He's got I own a plane money, and he laughs at recycling and response. He goes, dude, I end up with all of that. And he sells it to like third world countries. And I'm like, isn't that kind of evil? And he's like, it's got to go somewhere. And he goes, here's my plane. Dude is worth a fortune. And all he does is take the stuff that you think is being recycled and responsibly dealt with, and he ships it off to some place that no one cares, but they pay him a bunch of money and they just throw it in the ocean or the
listen,
hole or whatever.
my hands are clean. I separated it at the house. I did my duty.
Wait
I can't control everything.
Wait till he, like, every now and then we'll be hanging out or something, and someone will do that. They'll be separating stuff, and he's just laughing. He's like, it's getting ready to go to Somalia right now, and I got to fuel up the jet.
The old trash Nazi.
The old trash guy.
All right. Well, let's get back on track here, and we'll talk about Oregon's playoff chances and nice little recruiting class coming up next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, a great spot for any occasion and to grab your meat, as the guys were just saying. Don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on The Fan, Week 14 of NFL action getting going tonight. Thursday Night Football back again. It's in Detroit with the Lions hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit, a 3.5-point favorite. Kick off at 5:15 on Amazon Prime. Elsewhere around the league, some bad news for the Eagles. Defensive tackle Jaden Carter out on Monday night when Philly takes on the Los Angeles Chargers. Jalen just had procedures on both his shoulders and is currently listed as week to week going forward. Over on the Chargers side of things, some good news for Los Angeles. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, quarterback Justin Herbert was a limited participant in today's practice, and he continues to recover from a fractured non-throwing hand. Most likely going to play, at least at this point. That's what people on the team are saying on Monday night against the Eagles. And in baseball, former Angels manager Ron Washington will be joining Tony Vitello's staff with the San Francisco Giants. He is expected to coach their infielders. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekday Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, now let's get back to sports.
Why? I'm kind of
Stick
fascinated.
to sports.
This hot dump conversation we're having.
Stick to sports, bros. You guys don't know anything. This is true. Doesn't stop us. Never has.
Kind of want 4 hours on Bitcoin investment and mining techniques. And
Is Bitcoin still worth the buy at 100,000? Isn't it still over $100,000?
You're talking to the wrong guy.
I think probably for a little bit longer, but also I read that, and I don't know anything about this, but you're running out of like supply because that's the thing with like.
Well, yeah, it's a limited number.
Yes, and so there will not.
Which is why everyone says you should get it because eventually it's going to be capped, and then it becomes worth more and more and more.
It's 92,000 today.
92 G's, huh?
Yeah, it's down 1,100. So
I'll wait.
I'm waiting on Fart Coin. That's where I'm putting all my money in.
I like fart coin too. Have you created your own coin yet?
I have not. I'm waiting to get involved in something that the next Trump thing. I'm waiting for the next Trump coin. I'm gonna jump on that wagon.
I read where Eric Trump, he's the goofy brother.
Yeah.
He's gotten really rich recently.
Oh, they all have.
400 million or something.
yeah.
He's
I'm really rich.
suddenly worth. All right. So back to sports.
Yeah.
Oregon is getting ready for, I don't know, Virginia? James Madison?
Tulane?
There is a
Like,
chance.
what are they getting ready for?
I am excited about the possibility of no ACC teams, although Miami's going to get in. So,
You think they are?
yeah, like
Wait, what?
Miami's getting in.
No way.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you mean 100%?
Unless BYU is in, they are like the betting markets are telling you this. The college football playoff guys are telling you this. Dave Bartu is telling you this.
What are they telling me?
So if you paid, now this is all a caveat because if BYU wins, then no one's getting in.
Yeah, because BYU and Texas Tech are in.
Yes, so that eliminates.
Then no other teams are in but BYU and Texas Tech.
So Alabama essentially, when they did these last rankings, they moved Alabama to 9, right? And they put Notre Dame at 10 and Miami at 11. So they stacked them. So just that subtle flip. And then the committee member came out and said, it's a lot easier to evaluate wink, wink, nod, nod teams when everything's done and they're right by each other. And there was no reason for Alabama to jump anybody other than they are telling you at this point that Alabama is going to get in regardless of what happens.
They have Miami 12, though.
Yeah. So that's
You
what I'm
said
saying.
11.
But Notre Dame is right. Notre Dame's 11 then and Miami's
No,
12.
Notre Dame's 10, BYU's 11, Miami's 12.
Okay, yes.
That's what I'm looking at.
I stand corrected. When BYU loses, this is why I say BYU has to lose in order for this plan to.
So they've set it up for Miami to slide up, is what you're saying?
Yes.
But
so
what about the ACC champ?
it won't matter if the ACC.
You're doing great.
Well, you're going too many things at once. Do you want the BYU Miami thing or do you want the ACC champ?
Well, both, because
Okay.
they both matter.
Okay, so if the ACC comes down, it's Duke and Virginia. If Virginia wins, Virginia's in.
Because they're 17.
It doesn't. They're the conference title. They're in. So the ranking doesn't matter.
But caveat.
Yeah.
Just because you win the ACC does not mean
Yes.
that you're in the field.
But Virginia is high enough that if they win, they are in. Where the weird part comes in is if Duke wins. Duke's 7-5, right?
Yeah,
And
they're not getting in.
They're not getting in. So James Madison is ranked, and so is Tulane in North Texas. So if Duke were to win, even though they're the conference title, the way the football playoff is set up, it's the 5 highest conference champs. Well, the ACC's conference champ would not be one of the 5 highest.
Right.
James Madison would be above them. The American Conference champion would be above them.
Is that North Texas?
It would be North Texas
Or Tulane.
whoever wins. And they're both ranked as well, and Duke is not.
Okay.
So there is a scenario where if Duke wins, James Madison goes, if they win, and they will, and the winner of North Texas Tulane goes, and Duke does not, which would leave the ACC out.
Including Miami.
Here comes the one, though. If BYU loses, and almost everyone believes that they will lose,
Yes.
including me,
Yeah.
BYU will drop out.
Right.
And that means that Miami and Notre Dame, therefore, are side by side. They will be 11 and 12.
Oh.
And the committee members said that it is when teams are side by side, it is much easier to evaluate them. And they actually said, and the biggest determinator in that will be head to head. They are telling you that if BYU loses, Miami and Notre Dame are sandwiched up. And they said in their own words at that point, head-to-head, which means Miami is going to leapfrog Notre Dame. They are setting it up for Miami to leapfrog Notre Dame.
I see.
Now, if BYU wins, then it doesn't matter because Notre Dame and Miami are both out, and BYU and Texas Tech are in. But they are setting up the caveat for this to happen. So if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're done. You are not getting in. Miami will jump you. I mean, the betting market is already showing this too. Miami at one point was a huge underdog to get in, and those odds are flipping like every single day.
Well, Notre Dame could also get in if Alabama gets blown out, because that would be their third loss.
Yeah, I still don't see it. Because again,
Well, listen,
if you take to the point where
let's let it play out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the idea that they have said that the conference title game shouldn't punish you, although they're going to punish BYU, but they don't care about BYU. They do care about Alabama.
So back to my original question. Oregon is preparing right now for Virginia? James Madison?
Yeah, they will get Virginia, James Madison, Tulane, or North Texas.
Unless
probably.
they move up to a bye.
Yes.
Now, I was just looking at the schedule. If they move up to a bye,
Yeah.
you realize they will not play a game for 30 days.
Yeah, it's a long time. And I think there's a lot of fans, and Lanny will never talk about it, but would you rather have the 30 days off, or would you rather play a home game, to be honest with you, against a team that you're going to be 20-plus point favorites against? I think a lot of people would rather just play the extra game.
They say that because last year it seemed that the layoff hurt Oregon.
Yes.
That's why they say that.
Yeah.
But having been through the layoff once, you would think that it may not hurt them as bad this year. Plus, they're banged up.
Yeah.
And they do need some time to get healthy. Now, playing a game against a Virginia or James Madison, you would think you would win that game.
It's a nice tune-up.
So it is, but I mean, more guys could get hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're out thinking it a little bit. Just take the bye. Yeah. It's one less win. Like, you have to win 4 tough games to win this thing.
Yeah. Why not make
If
it
I
3?
give you the opportunity to only win 3, you would take that if you put it that way.
That
right?
has always been my belief, but I have heard from people, and there's a sentiment out there that with a very weak team that you're going to be a 3-touchdown favorite over at home. I can see, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I see the argument of you get the tune-up out of the way, you shake off the rust, you beat the crap out of someone, and then you've got the 3 games, and it might even be an easier path. The 5 seed, and this is where Ohio State was. A lot of people think the 5 seed is
the best one.
That it's a sweet spot.
Well, yeah, because you play the 12, which is usually like the Tulanes or the North Texases or the James Madisons.
Yep.
And then you play the 4.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you move into
I think yes, because it would be Texas Tech. Yeah.
You play the 1.
No, the way it's set up now,
2, 3, 1, 4.
I think the way it's set up now, if I'm not mistaken, in the second round, Oregon, if they're the 5, would play Texas Tech.
And where do they have Texas Tech?
They'd
now?
be the 4.
Really?
Yeah.
We're both feverishly Googling here.
I'm fairly certain.
I think they do have them Texas Tech, but they're also the.
Yeah, Texas Tech's at 4. Georgia bumped up to 3.
Yes.
And yeah.
So if chalk were to hold, and it happened right now, yes, Oregon would play either probably North Texas or Tulane. And then in the second round, they would get Texas Tech. And then in the semifinals, if chalk held, you'd get Ohio State.
I'm going to.
That is true.
Ask a dumb question.
Yeah.
Why then did Oregon, being the number 1 seed, play Ohio State?
Oh, they had that all messed up last year.
Yeah,
As far as
So it was different last year because of the
Yes.
seed.
Yes.
Okay.
the top seed did not get the easiest
That's
path
right.
to the
That's
championship
right.
last
This has
season,
all been
which
changed
they
based
fixed
on
that.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yes.
So right now you're staring at a home game against Virginia, Tulane, James Madison, one of those,
One of those 3.
and then a neutral site game against Texas Tech.
Yes.
Before getting Ohio State.
And then on the other side of it, again,
That's not horrible.
If chalk held, you would play Georgia or Indiana in the national title if it went that far.
You'd have to beat Ohio State.
Yes. I'm
But-
just saying that's the other half of the
Or
bracket.
you could get a bye
Mhm.
and just then take the winner of the 5-12 game,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And then
You'd still have Ohio
you'd
State.
have to win 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still on that side of the bracket. So
Mhm.
it's probably it basically just be Texas Tech and Oregon flip-flopping. But if Texas Tech wins the Big 12, I don't know how they would flip-flop
They would.
Oregon and Texas Tech.
They wouldn't. The only thing that would happen is, let's say Alabama gets the break speed off of them, in theory, I could see Bama being dumped down to the 5 or 6 and Oregon being elevated to the 4, Texas Tech to the 3. So there is some scenarios where these things could play out, but more than likely, Oregon's the 5. Because look, BYU's not going to beat Texas.
Oh, by the way, Ohio State was the 8 last year.
They were the 8?
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
the
yeah,
8.
because
They
lost
weren't
to,
the 5.
they lost to Michigan.
Yeah, Texas was the 5,
Okay.
and so it was the same. Texas was the 5. They played the 4, Arizona State. But the thing that they changed is that it wouldn't be the Arizona State quote this year because that last year was just conference champion.
Yeah, the 4 conference champs all got the bye.
Yeah,
And,
Ohio State was the 8. I misremember that. I had them as the 5 in my head.
well, it turns out they were the 8, and they kicked the hell out of
And they
everybody,
won the whole damn tournament.
including the 1.
Well, anyway, let's come back and talk about, are we liking Oregon's playoff chances here? We'll get to that next on The Fan.
Who's in, who's out? This is the Injury Report, brought to you by Zoom Care. Health on your schedule.
Giannis dancing in the mid-range, finding a cutting AJ Green.
And that's the key. Giannis is down, Lisa. Doesn't look good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Giannis
he's,
is hurt.
he's faking it. He's got a calf strain. He's going to be out a couple of weeks. The whole thing looks staged.
Right after he said he wanted to, he was
yeah.
talking to the team about trading him.
Hey, supposedly, though, Portland could be in the mix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You Blazer fans are so cute.
Let's go, man. Get Giannis. Let's reunite Dame and Giannis, and then they can both not play in the postseason. Let's go.
Just the cutest.
Yeah.
All right. This report brought to you by Zoom Care. More than 20 neighborhood clinics in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Convenient access to same-day urgent and emergency care. Schedule or learn more at zoomcare.com.
Whether you're looking for urgent or
Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, you look at the playoff odds, and it's kind of wide open if you think that Ohio State can get knocked off, which, they haven't really been tested. I guess we'll find out more this weekend. But that team, I was looking at some numbers today. Ohio State is 14-1-1 against the spread since losing to Michigan last year. Yeah. And 6 of those games are against top 10 teams.
They're quite good.
It's unbelievable what they've done. So we'll see. If you think Ohio State is beatable, because we've watched their offense from time to time, it's like it was 14-7 game against Texas. We'll see what Indiana does against them. I guarantee you we'll change our tune on Ohio State if Indiana beats them.
Absolutely.
Everybody be like, see, yeah.
Even though Indiana's quite good and they beat Oregon by double digits at home. So.
But it's kind of a fun. This is going to be fun because there's just a lot of really good teams. Like, I think it's fascinating that Alabama, Miami, Notre Dame, like there's this talk of those 3 teams, 9, 10, 11, or whatever, and they won't all make the tournament, but they're all 3 really freaking good. In other words, last year it kind of seemed like, maybe there were 3 or 4 teams that could win that thing.
Yeah.
This year it seems like there's a lot more.
Oh, absolutely.
And Oregon is, of course, amongst them again.
You can just make the case that this is, with the exception of Ohio State, which the knock on Ohio State is simply to be that, do we know how good they are? And that's an inherent dumb factor now of this system, is that no one plays anybody. I mean, the idea that you have all these teams in these massive conferences, and depending on the way the schedule breaks, it's so silly that 3 of the top, 5 teams in the country are all in the same conference, and, with the exception of Oregon and Indiana, didn't play each other. That's dumb. Ohio State didn't have to play either one. Indiana didn't have to play Ohio State. It's ridiculous. So at least we got Oregon and Indiana. But with the exception of the caveat of Ohio State that we just don't know, I can give you a fatal flaw of every team that's in the playoff. There isn't one of those teams that looks necessarily the part of national title, which means they all kind of look the part of national title.
Let me go down the list, and you tell me whether you think they could legitimately win the championship.
Sure.
Ohio State, obviously, yes. Indiana?
I think so, because I think Indiana, obviously they proved they can beat Oregon on the road, but most of the time the teams that win the national title have a better talent profile than Indiana, and Indiana's better than like when TCU made it, or even when Washington made it. Indiana's got some guys, but I just feel that when push comes to shove and Indiana week after week has to play teams with much better talent profiles, can they? Yes. Will they? No.
Georgia.
Yes.
Oregon.
I don't love it, but yes, they're capable.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Texas Tech.
Begrudgingly, yes, but I think they can only win it one way. Their defensive line is so filthy good.
A&M.
No.
Alabama.
Yes.
Ole Miss.
No.
Oklahoma.
No.
Miami.
Yeah.
I think they can too.
Yeah.
They're really talented.
Yep.
Although Cristobal won't allow it, but
I think so too.
Again, so you just named.
So there's a difference, and by the way, there's a difference between can they and I think.
No, I get it, but the can is what I'm talking about. Like, nobody's betting on Miami to win the national championship, but they're they're really loaded. And that's what I'm saying is the difference between this year's tournament and last year's tournament. Last year you had Boise State in there. Yeah. You had freaking even Indiana last year wasn't ready. No. You had who's the other team that was in? Arizona State was in there. Come on, man. Yeah. This year you just named 8 teams capable of winning the championship. I think that's pretty fun.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how you feel about Oregon specifically, but if they get healthy, why not Oregon?
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about Oregon is Oregon doesn't look dominant really against good teams. In fact, I haven't seen them look excellent against good teams. And so the idea, and Duck Fan gets all pissy and moany at me, but it's just what I believe. I thought last year's team, which shows you how much I know, last year's team looked like a national title team to me. And you ran into a buzzsaw that was Ohio State. I just thought last year when I watched Oregon play, I was like, that is a team that is 100% capable of winning a national championship. Will they? Who knows? But that definitely had the look of it. This year, if we're going to say that Oregon's best opponents that they've played, we had Penn State, we had Indiana, and then do you want to go like UW and USC, or do you throw Iowa in there?
I'd throw Iowa in there, yeah.
All right. Well, against Penn State, who turned out not to be a good team. I give them credit, though. It was still on the road. Penn State hadn't been broken yet. You needed double overtime to pull that one out. And Penn State really wasn't that good, but still, quality win, and you won by the skin of your teeth. Iowa is not a great team. I think I ended up winning, 7 games? Maybe 8, but I think it was a 7-5 team. And I get it, bad weather. You needed a drive at the end of the game, and maybe the best throw I saw all year from Dante Moore to do that. Washington was a 1-score game coming out of your own end zone. Again, Dante Moore saved your ass. But
Iowa 8-4, bitch.
8-4, right? So, yeah, I think they had a big comeback win in the last game of the year. I think they pulled one out of the fire against somebody.
Well, they kicked the crap out of Nebraska.
Then what was the week before?
They beat Michigan State.
Michigan State was up on them, I think, by 15 or something. But no one's going to confuse Iowa with the national champion. Washington played absolutely horse crap on offense, and it was still a 3-point game deep into the fourth quarter. All I'm saying is, in none of these games have I watched Oregon play and been like, yeah. Oregon's best thing is that they're resilient and they can win in different ways. They can win in a shootout, they can win in a rock fight, and when push comes to shove, with the exception of Indiana, they've been good down the stretch. But every team that they will play in the playoff, not named James Madison or Virginia, right? So whether it's Texas Tech, whether it's Ohio State and then Georgia, that will be your 3 toughest opponents, and you are going to have to play your 3 best games. And a game, actually, you're going to have to play better than any game you've played all year, and you're going to have to do that 3 weeks in a row. I don't see that happening. I think this is a good Oregon team. I don't think it is an elite team. I think next year and the year after, I think is where Oregon starts to really stack these classes together, and you're like, geez, these guys have grown up. This doesn't smell like a national title team to me. It smells like a team that's overachieved and is playing their ass off, and they're really well coached. I just think they're going to be $1 short against the elite competition. And like when they played Indiana is really good. They're not as talented as Oregon. They came into your place and Indiana was just better. That wasn't a fluke. They were just better than you. And I think there's more talented and better teams than Indiana out there.
All right, coming up, the best thing going in the NBA is superstar trade rumors. You better believe it. And why can't Penn State find a coach? This is Isaac and Suk on The Fan.
FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Week 14 of NFL action getting going tonight with Thursday Night Football in the city of Detroit. The Lions hosting the Cowboys. Detroit, a 3.5-point favorite. Kickoff, per usual, at 5:15 on Prime Video. Some bad news elsewhere around the league for the Eagles. Defensive tackle Jalen Carter is going to be out on Monday night when Philly takes on the Chargers. He just had procedures on both shoulders and will be week to week going forward. Though some positive news on the Chargers side of things, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, quarterback Justin Herbert was a limited participant in today's practice. He continues to recover from that fractured non-throwing hand. He will most likely play, at least at this point on Monday, against the Eagles. And in college football, James Madison hiring former Florida coach Billy Napier to lead their program. He'll replace Bob Chesney once the Dukes' possible playoff run ends. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan. Primetime with Isaac and Souk.
12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, "What are you doing in here, little kitty cat?"
Isaac Robb.
Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. We need more dogs.
Jason Sukanik.
Try to let it out the front door. Meow, meow. Cat's still going crazy in there.
This is Primetime on the Fan Sports Network.
We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, looking in the mirror. Be a dog.
105.1 and 1080.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. You know, last time we had Dan Lanning on, I complimented him saying, you know, you make us better by calling in on time.
Yes.
You know, every week.
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably deduce that now that it's 4:10 and we're just coming back from break,
Yeah.
Dan Lanning is not with us this week.
No.
Because otherwise we'd be right in the middle of a hot Dan Lanning pepper session.
We are, and that's the thing, we are capable of being on the clock. We just need the threat of what
We need help from our leader, Dan Lanning.
Yes. Lanning just has to threaten to call in at any time, like a random, you never know when Dan Lanning's going to call.
So he is not with us today. He's traveling or something. I don't know. And who knows when they play again, so who knows when we'll talk to him again.
Yeah.
But, you know, at some point.
Yeah. Well, again, it just comes down to whether or not they get the bye. It's not likely, but possible.
I'm just happy to be back because the Hero World Challenge is on, and I just don't know how you guys would cover that without me.
Is that some hot JJ Spawn talk right there?
Yeah, see, you know.
Yeah, I'm familiar
He's
with
leading.
This
The roll
tells you
continues.
how much I care, because apparently North Carolina and Texas women's basketball is on my television right now,
yeah?
and I'm about to address that. We're gonna
Meaning turn it off?
Yeah.
Do they put too much women's basketball on?
Yeah, I'm the wrong guy to answer because
So you think yes?
well, yes, women's basketball.
Is it sexist to say that?
I don't know why it's sexist that I don't like something. I'm not opposed to women's basketball, and there are moments where when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were playing in the NCAA tournament, that roped me in a little bit. I don't
Clark is white.
I don't enjoy the sport. I don't find it particularly engaging. In fact, I think the play is it's not
lacking.
It's not good.
Well, let's
to me.
get it over to the Hero World Challenge, fella.
And so, but if you say that as a man, you're somehow a sexist pig. Well,
That's right.
But women can say that they don't like. If I sit down to watch a baseball game that doesn't involve Shohei Ohtani, my girl looks at me and is like, "What the hell are you doing?" I don't get why you have to like something. So while yes, I feel like women's basketball right now is having a moment, but it's also being shoved down my throat, and then I'm bullied if I say that I don't like it. And so I'm choosing to say no, we're good. But
All right.
I'm glad it's having a moment. I'm glad the players are making real salary and all that good stuff.
So you're not going to watch North Carolina, Texas? Is that what you're telling me?
100%.
Yeah, I'm going to defend Souk here, and I really don't understand why the questions about, like, guys that like professional male sports aren't wanting to watch professional female sports. It's like, yo, where are the girls that, like, are watching the girls play? I think that should be the bigger question, as opposed to forcing it on, hey, you like basketball, you need to watch WNBA or female college. It's like, that's
Well, I like
not
women's
equal.
I like women's tennis better than I do men's tennis, because I think with men's tennis it's just such a power game, Whereas women's tennis, I think, has more, what would you say?
Finesse.
Finesse. It's a little more back and forth.
You got to be smarter.
So I enjoy that. I enjoy women's soccer. Like when the U.S. women play in the World Cup, I'd much rather watch them than the men because, well, we can win. And I get behind that. I just don't find women's basketball to be entertaining. I think it's a bad product. Just like if I watch, like a lot of times college basketball to me, have you watched any of Oregon?
Yeah.
Dude, it's rough.
Yeah, they're not good.
Like that's not a good product, so I don't watch it. So
well,
it's
college basketball is pretty rough.
Yeah, I just don't care if you have a penis or not. But if you have a bad product, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I rip men's college basketball on the regular. So,
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Exactly.
Well, all right. So anyway, that's a long way of saying Dan Lanning's not coming on.
No.
He's out. But I do have the odds on Giannis's next team here.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks have jumped to the pole position. You know, if you haven't seen, Giannis is now hurt.
Yeah.
2 to 4 weeks, he'll be out. But this right after a report that the Bucks and he were discussing his future with the team because they suck.
Yeah.
And he's, he doesn't want to be there.
No.
Why would he want to be there?
Well, he said during the offseason that he didn't want to be there. He requested a trade to the Knicks. They engaged in it, and then they convinced him to come back and give it another crack. Turns out that's not working, and so they want out. And so obviously the Knicks are the odds-on favorite because that's where he requested to go. And you don't want to trade a disgruntled star.
But they don't really have, do they have the best package to trade
No, they
to
do
the
not.
Bucks?
They do not. San Antonio has the best package. Or Oklahoma City. That's ultimately where if they were taking the best deal.
Dude.
I'm just not certain Oklahoma City would want to blow up what they currently have.
No, I don't think they should.
Well, why
Aren't they
would-
like 20-1 or something?
I think they're 21-1. They're rolling right now. And by the way, they own the Clip. They have their picks.
Yeah, they
have,
could get a top 5 pick.
yeah, the Clippers are like the 4th worst team in the
Oh,
league.
my
They own the Clippers pick. So
God.
if you're the Thunder, why not add Giannis? But at the same time, they don't have to. They can just keep this thing going in the world of like the apron salary cap. They're set up to like this. You're not supposed to be able to compile star-laden teams anymore. Oklahoma City's set up for like the next 10 years.
I've been watching that. When you're sick, you just lay there and watch stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I watched that Starting 5 about NBA stars.
It's actually pretty good, huh?
It's on Netflix. I did not find it good. However, I did find it intriguing because you get to see the personalities, the real personalities, it seems, of some of the stars that you don't really know. Like, I didn't really, like, James Harden comes across as like this kind of a-hole.
Sure.
He's actually really funny.
Yeah.
And you watch that show, it's like, oh, all right, James Harden actually has a personality. He just doesn't show it very often.
Yeah.
Doesn't care to show it. Kevin Durant is just angry. But then the other guy on there, there's a lot of them on there, Jaylen Brown and others. But the other guy on there that's really freaking impressive is SGA.
Yeah.
That guy is the real freaking deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would even be fair to get Giannis to Oklahoma City with that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, he is unbelievable.
But if you want to talk about a package of young talent, young talent and picks. So it depending on what Milwaukee's looking for. Are you trying to just go straight picks and rebuild? Do you want something back in return that could play immediately? But Oklahoma City could give you like real NBA players right now with big upside, or NBA players that are already quality players, and you could give at least a top 4 pick from the Clippers and whatever else draft capital they still have, and you bring back Giannis and you roll him in there. And you could play Giannis anywhere. You could play him at the 3, the 4. Hell, you could play him at the 5 in the small ball lineup.
But they're so awesome.
I know.
And they
So-
just came off a championship.
So why tinker with it?
And they never lose. And SGA is like I don't know why. Well, maybe I do know why we don't talk about him enough.
Yeah.
But he is.
Well, he plays a style that people don't really dig.
Well, and he's Canadian. And he's not that boisterous. Like, he's just a real solid dude. But wouldn't that be similar to, because Oklahoma City still has the same GM as when they traded James Harden. He's got to have some scar tissue from that, doesn't he? Like, you can't just, in other words, like when you have something so good, don't blow it up.
Yeah.
And they already did once. I would be shocked if they if they tried again. I mean, they're good, dude.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, Giannis is 30. You would never say they don't need Giannis, but
it doesn't necessarily fit their timeline, and it's not. But I don't know. Did Golden State need to go get Kevin Durant? I guess they didn't have to trade for him as a free agent, but
yeah, that worked out.
The other one too is like, do you want? I hope Giannis doesn't turn into the next KD because he was such a likable guy, and now he's going to force his way out. And does he become disgruntled if he doesn't go where he wants? So, does he end up in New York if that's ultimately where it goes? But he's the sort of guy where if you look at the destinations that actually make sense, if he's trying to win a title, he's only going to be happy going to a handful of places. So you would figure Oklahoma City, or New York, which is where he wants to be.
Why does he want to go to New York?
I think everyone wants to go to New York.
Is it just because of the city?
Well, that New York was good. New York's good. I mean, they were on the doorstep last year. I mean, New York's a good team. You add Giannis to it. You figure you give me a top 4 or 5 team in the NBA, seed-wise, and you put Giannis on it. I mean, you would think. So, San Antonio, Houston certainly would fit this mold if you wanted to go down that road and pair him with Durant and those cats.
Miami?
The Pistons are really good and young.
Hey, there's one. I think that would be cool to see him go to Detroit.
Yeah,
because they're already good.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be kind of like the Toronto move when they got Kawhi.
Yeah. Or do you go with the old bastards, which again would be like, do you end up with a team like the Warriors or the Lakers that are aging?
Get out of here with the Lakers.
Well, I know they don't have anything, but could you force your way there? I guess they're not. I mean, you'd pair him with, Luka, not LeBron long term. But yeah, Miami, something like that. But I mean, this is.
Well, like I said, the best thing going in the NBA is not the NBA. It's the superstar trade rumors. That's where it gets juicy.
It is sad that the only time people pay attention is like when the Chris Paul thing happens and the Clippers implode, or when Giannis tries to force his way out.
Hey,
it is. It's like the most interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been watching the Blazers. When I was sick, the Blazers were on a couple times, and let me tell you, that is not a good product, bro.
it's.
I'm talking about the NBA in general,
Yes.
and the Blazers are fine.
Yeah.
I do have one quick. Sorry, Schultz. We'll let you get in here in a second.
It's okay.
But I do have one quick little Blazers observation that pertains to nothing.
Okay.
Have you noticed that a lot of their guys outside of Kamara, they are? It's as if they haven't ever lifted a weight.
Well, they're long and rangy.
Have you noticed that? Like, look at the other teams and how cut they are. And then look at the Blazers and look at their flabby arms. Look, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Arms.
Well, I mean, look.
You're going with the
even Robert Williams looks really out of shape, and he's a badass.
I like that you're going with the flabby arms.
Well,
they got
look at
lunch
him.
lady arms.
They don't look that. I mean, I don't know. Who's the strength and conditioning guy? Do we need to take a look at that?
I had not noticed that, but I love that you're
Next
just like
time,
flabby arms.
This could have been the
Zach Randolph arms is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. This could have been the drugs that I was on.
It's possible.
But look next time the Blazers play and just start to notice the cut.
The lack of sinewy muscle
compared to the other teams.
Maybe that's why they have all the soft tissue injuries.
Schultze, what do you...
By the way, best win of the year last year in Cleveland.
Last year? Best win of the year
last night in Cleveland.
Yeah. Now 9-13. All right.
11.5-point underdogs. You're right. Klingon does need some biceps, to your point, by the way, Rob.
Well, and then who's the...
Young Hansen.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He doesn't play.
Well, he does play. I saw him.
Probably
he was
should have
out
been
there.
drafted.
He doesn't play.
Robert Williams looks fat and out of shape.
Well, he never plays either.
Jeremy Grant's he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him.
Yeah, Grant's in good shape.
And Abdia's fine. And Kamara looks pretty like he is not allergic to weights.
Rob on the sexy meter is only giving Kamara and then maybe a little Denny. Hey, when Scoot comes back,
Who
he's
else?
cut. Scoot's in shape.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Shea
though.
dropped a bunch of points last night.
See, you got to watch him when they come back from injury. That's the thing. Robert Williams used to be like, go back and look at Robert Williams Celtics. Very different than Robert Williams Blazers.
I'll tell you what, I did not have Blazer body shaming on my bingo card. And that's the wild card nature when Rock comes back, and I love it.
I was actually trying to talk Blazers in the whole Giannis rumor thing. There were a
Boo.
couple of reports that
Oh, come
Giannis
on.
and the connection to Dame. Now, this isn't like, oh, this is the big trade that will definitely
He's not
happen.
coming here. Stop
but
it.
the discussions
Stop
that
it.
You
dude,
guys.
he's in his 30s, right? He's already won
He's
a title
30.
in Milwaukee. Okay, so sorry, 30 going on 31. He's already won a title in Milwaukee. Why not go to a place where the relationship works?
Oh,
Dame
so-
and Giannis love each other. They love playing with each other.
Okay, so he's gonna go to the place.
Oh, damn it.
I just
You took
come
the
on.
bait.
Never mind.
You took the
Yeah.
bait.
You know why it didn't work in Milwaukee, and now he wants out, but now you're gonna go recreate Milwaukee and Portland. Yeah, that'll make sense.
Blazer fans have got to stop this. You just got it. Schulte, I'm looking right at you, you son of a bitch. Stop it.
I'm not the one saying
Stop it!
Denny Avdia is an all-star, okay? I'm
He
saying
is an all-star.
Just stop it. He's not. Giannis Antetokounmpo has zero chance of coming to Portland.
All right.
And I mean zero.
Okay.
So you're wasting your breath.
Denny is an all-star.
Wasted.
By the way.
I like him. He's a nice
He's
player.
really good.
But yeah. I mean, it's helping him to that big 9 and 3. It's helping him to that 10 seed. Looking
Hey.
pretty good.
They're gonna be a play-in team.
Anyway, like I said, the most interesting thing about the NBA, superstar trade rumors. Now it gets juicy.
Someone said, and I'll double check this, but I'm assuming this person knows what they're talking about. They say currently the Thunder have the 7, 9, 14, and 27th pick in the 2026
Come
draft.
on. Sam Presti is running circles around the league.
As this person points out, if they want it, they can go get anything they want with that. And it's supposed to be a good draft.
All right, why can Penn State not find a coach? Next on The Fan.
The Portland Trail
Okay, well, we don't have much time here as we've been fighting about the Blazers' flabby arms and Giannis. But
Giannis does not have flabby arms.
no, that's what I'm talking
That
about.
dude is
like that dude.
yoked.
He's yeah. Anyway, what I want to talk about here was why Penn State can't find a coach.
Yeah.
And they can't find a coach.
No.
So
I mean, it's the
and I don't know why.
It's the damnedest thing.
Do we buy that the Jimmy Sexton is messing with them?
I think there's a little of
Theory
A, a
is
little
real.
of B. I think the idea that James Franklin was putting together top 10 recruiting classes, won 10 games every year, was a college football playoff team, and basically like a bad 3-game stretch got him fired. I think there's some expectations there that certainly probably scared some people. I think the idea of being Penn State and having the expectations to be better than Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, USC, I think maybe there's a belief that at Penn State it's hard to achieve that level of success, and that program is maybe closer to a second tier program as opposed to Ohio State, and yet you have those really high expectations. Throw all those things together, and then with the timing of it, and I think more and more people are realizing that they don't want to be Lane Kiffin and the grass isn't greener on the other side. I think there you go. But the idea that Matt Rule, Kalani Sitake, Signetti, Elko, Drinkwitz, Clark Lee, Jeff Brom, Bob Chesney, all said no. I mean, they all said no, and then they let Hartline out the door where they didn't talk to him. He ended up going down to South Florida. I mean, they let several people off the hook that would have been good prospects, and they had a 2-month jump on everybody and went from like the 11th best recruiting class in the country. I think they finished 136th with 2 signees. I mean, James Franklin flipped their top 11 commits, I think it was, to Virginia Tech. I mean, I've never seen a school they committed suicide. It just makes no sense.
Total backfire.
And that's the other one too, is I wonder if once that happened, if maybe the AD and the university president and just top to bottom, people, the word kind of got around of, hey man, this isn't necessarily the place that you want to be, or it's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Well, I know there's one name that I haven't heard, and I don't know why I don't know. It doesn't seem that anybody's going after him, and I don't know why. Why no Dan Mullen talk?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's done a good job at UNLV.
Well, 10-2, he's done a great job.
And he's not going to stay there.
Well, and that may be the next one. I mean, so I think it was Colin that talked about this, and he said, with everything that's gone on and now that it's just gone dead quiet, if you're Penn State, you screwed it up so bad that now there's no reason to rush, and maybe someone that you're looking for could be coaching this week, and that would include Dan Mullen. Or, do they go down the NFL road? You go the Dable thing? We'll see what happens. Or maybe there's a coordinator for a team that's currently playing that they just say, hey, let's just keep this quiet. Because at this point, you have so much egg on your face. You start getting turned down by coordinators, you're going to look really bad. Manny Diaz is a name that's out there at Duke that people are throwing out there because he was a coordinator there at Penn State, and he's got the ACC title game coming up.
You know what this looks like? It looks like Tennessee 2017.
Yeah.
And that was when they fired Butch Jones. And nobody wanted that job. Yeah. And we thought, Tennessee, nobody wanted it. They ended up hiring Jeremy Pruitt.
How'd that go?
Well, I don't think very well.
It's a freaking disaster.
Why don't we talk about Tennessee? We just had this conversation last week about Nebraska and USC just kind of, it's on us at this point that we elevate them beyond what they are.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, or we have expectations for them beyond what they should be.
Yeah.
Why is Tennessee not in that category? Because since they won their title, they haven't done anything.
No.
And I mean anything.
No, I mean, I think they liked Heupel, and Tennessee was kind of...
Well, Heupel's good, and he's doing a good job. But, again, that same thing got fired at USC.
Yeah.
Gets fired every time. Lane Kiffin did a good job at USC. Got fired.
Yeah. I'm looking here because you're right that Tennessee has done. I mean, they're closer to Nebraska than they are.
So why don't we ever talk about Tennessee like we do Nebraska and USC?
I don't know. Maybe the SEC thing. It's just and just that sort of bias that we believe that Tennessee's in a fertile recruiting ground and it's easier to get kids to go to Tennessee than it is to go to Nebraska. But you're right. You look at Tennessee going back to if you want to go all the way back to 2000. I mean, there's definitely some 10-win seasons in there. But dude, there's plenty of 6-7, 5-7, 7-6, 4-8, 5-7, 8-5, 7-6. So Heupel, since coming in, Heupel went 7-6, 11-2, 9-4, 10-3, 8-4. I'm glad, honestly, that Tennessee isn't doing the dumbass thing of what's wrong with Josh Heupel. Nothing
at all.
Nothing at all.
He's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job. It's just you hope, like, if he has another season next year where he wins 8 or 9 games, is Tennessee going to get the restless leg syndrome and then do something stupid?
Exactly. And then we're back in USC territory.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Stay the course.
And by the way, he did a great job with the whole Nico thing.
Yes.
Like the way he flipped the script on that was genius. And my sources are telling me now that the reports are that Penn State and Matt Campbell are nearing a deal.
That seems to be their target.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But again,
I mean, Matt Campbell should take that, yeah.
Well, they said the same thing about Kalani Sitake. Penn State was waiting to announce Kalani Sitake as their next head coach, and they got crumble cookied.
This is a hot take.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Matt Campbell than Kalani Sitake.
I don't disagree with that. Matt Campbell's done a really nice job, but so is Kalani Sitake.
Well, I know, but I'd rather have Matt Campbell than Kalani Sitake.
Yeah.
Like the Kalani Sitake thing, that I was like, what?
Yeah.
And it's not because he's a bad coach. Of course he's a good coach. It just fit wise. It was like, what is that?
Well, he's been a West Coast mountain guy. I mean, his whole career has been Utah, BYU, Oregon State.
Right. I mean, you can't take him to Penn State.
I don't know.
Jerry Sandusky was there. Mormons don't stand for that kind of stuff.
Maybe that would be the thing: is you get a nice, you get a nice. What would you say? Like an ethical bump.
An ethical bump. That's what they need, an ethical bump.
They do need an ethical bump there. And look, regardless of whatever you think of
James
BYU.
Franklin was pretty ethical.
That's true. Kalani Sitake is one of the nicest human beings that you will ever come across.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, he just works at BYU and he should just stay there forever.
He's been there since 2016.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, he's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job.
They should just stay married and just it's over. I don't even know what it's like sometimes when the BYU coach does a good job, he doesn't really even ever come up in searches because he's Mormon and they're Mormon and they love each other and so it just works.
I thought they were going to go simply because of the money thing. BYU has never spent money on their football program. They just don't.
Well, they did today or yesterday.
Well, the crumble cookie guy spent the money.
Well, that's just.
But they have always used the church thing as kind of a lean on, and it's a responsibility, and your stability here.
This is your calling, sir.
And they made I'll give Kalani credit. Kalani was 1 foot out the door. He went to BYU and was like, dude, I want NIL money, I want staff money, and I think they gave him $9.5, $10 million. Like he went to there and just said, hey, dude, pony up. And for the first time ever, BYU is going to spend money. And that's the other thing is,
well, he had leverage.
Despite the Lane Kiffin thing, dude, I really think that more and more coaches are realizing that the difference between Nebraska, Indiana, A&M, Missouri, Penn State, if you're happy somewhere and you have the resources to win, don't go be the villain and go be Lane Kiffin. Now, if the difference is UNLV and North Texas and those schools, sure, dude, you
well, there's two archetypes now. Like it used to be that the best coaches ended up at the best programs and they would eventually marry.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Sabans to LSU or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's two archetypes. It's the young guy like the John Sumrall, who is at a lesser program who's looking for his big payday, and it makes a lot of sense for his family to take a shot at Florida.
Yes.
It's that guy, and you've seen a lot of those. Will Stein's going to Kentucky, all of those. And then the other archetype is just the Lane Kiffin problem child.
Yeah.
Like who's good but baggage and bouncing around, and like I just don't think you're going to be able to peel a lot of these good coaches from lesser programs nearly as much as easy as you used to.
I tend to think you are correct.
And so like if you look outside of Lane, like the fact that Lane Kiffin became the hot name in the coaching cycle says everything about what the coaching cycle is now.
Yeah.
Because he's not the end all to be all. As a matter of fact, he's oftentimes more pretty much everywhere he's been more trouble than he's worth.
Yes.
But he's a good coach. But there's so many better coaches, but he was still the number one guy. That is a damning indictment on how things are going in college football.
He was willing to jump. And if you look at most of the coaches that are in the playoff,
They're not going anywhere.
Well, not only they're not going anywhere, but this is the other one that I don't get why everyone feels the need to go try to get the Lane Kiffin of the world. If you go back the last couple of years, including you mentioned, Heupel, like a lot of these guys, either they went from lower levels, but most of them were coordinators, right? Dan Lanning was a coordinator. Like Kirby Smart was a coordinator. Dabo Sweeney was a coordinator. By the way, he was a special teams guy. He wasn't even like the offensive or defensive guy. A lot of these coaches, Marcus Freeman was a coordinator. So the idea that you have to go grab a sitting head coach at another Power 5 program, actually, if you just look off the top of my head, most of the coaches that have been successful have either been coordinators or someone that went the road of a lesser, a group of 5 sort of school that jumped up.
Well, look, here's the other thing, too, and this is a whole nother segment, a whole nother day. Forget about it. We're moving on to In the News next. But nobody ever talks about this. But I just feel that the current lot of ADs, and it's not all of them, but it's many of them that come through that system of higher education, sports management type, they're all goobers who aren't really qualified to hire football coaches in today's NIL college football world.
Yeah, I agree.
It is completely changed, and it's passed so many of these doofuses by. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, let's get to In the News. Ice in the Dalles. And I don't mean the weather kind.
Well, both are bad.
Both are bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, you don't want either one in the Dalles.
Here's Schulte with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, some good news for the Oregon Ducks today. More recruiting success. 5-star two-way athlete Jalen Lott officially signing with Oregon. He marks the 5th 5-star recruit to sign with the team during this cycle. And on to another hire in college football. James Madison grabbing former Florida coach Billy Napier to lead their program. He's going to replace Bob Chesney once the Dukes playoff run ends. And week 14 of NFL action getting going with Thursday Night Football tonight in Detroit. The Lions hosting the Cowboys. That's a 5:15 kick on Amazon Prime. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning 6 to 10.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, he was just angry.
Yeah.
He intimidated us.
Little Bernie.
Little roly-poly.
I worked for him, too, at another evil empire. So
Cute
funny.
little fella. All right. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com.
Squeeze their cheeks and hire them, according to Isaac Rapp.
It is International Cheetah Day.
You know, I've long stated the cheetah vastly overrated.
Well, kind of cool that they can run so fast.
Yeah, it's lame. It's like
Why is that
it's
lame?
the Flash of superheroes. Who cares?
But
On the list of
animal on the planet.
on the list of power cats, dude, it's dead last.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of, like, there's not much else cool about the cheetah,
No.
but it's pretty cool how fast they can run.
Okay.
And running fast is a very big deal to us.
Well, it can run away from things. Cool.
Pretty sure I would put panthers below cheetahs or even cougars. Like, come on. What do
Wait,
those guys do?
what?
Just jump on you?
You'd put cheetahs...
No, panthers below cheetahs and cougars.
I see.
Cougars and panthers do not have to. No, they don't live above cheetahs on the
so
coolness
if you're
spectrum.
if you're ranking power cats, like, what is last?
You just said the cheetah.
The cheetah.
And
it's
I-
not
Well,
even
you
close.
think it's a cheetah, but you don't think it's the cheetah.
Dead last is probably going to be like a cougar. What do? They just pounce.
What do? They just pounce on young boys.
Hey,
you're saying, wow.
why? What am I so off about as far as like
Yeah,
hot
idiot.
cat news here that I'm missing on
Come
the
on,
cougars
bring
attack
it.
plan? I don't know.
It's just a candy ass cat. No one's afraid of the cheetah, and I mean no one. You know who's afraid of the cougar? Well, some people.
Young boys.
Young boys. The cougar is legit. That's a badass cat. Tell you right now, you put you in a room with a cougar and I put you in a room with a cheetah, you're taking the cheetah every time. The thing weighs like 7 pounds. It's the distance. Like it's a little sprinter. No one's afraid of the cheetah. The cougar
listen,
is terrifying.
But
The
you know,
cougar breaks your neck. The
sprinting,
cheetah.
sprinting is a very big deal to us. Like it's the crown jewel of the Olympics. You know, like we love fast running. That's what we love, and that's why we love the cheetah.
I don't love the
and
cheetah.
its cool spots.
It's cute, but it's like a little kitty cat. You know, it's like, you know, when you're a little kitty cat? It can be a little kitty cat. Get out of here with that. Nothing is afraid of the jaguar, or excuse me, of the cheetah. Now the
Freudian
jaguar,
slip there.
the jaguar is a badass cat. The mountain lion, a badass cat. The lion, the tiger.
It is also National Sock Day.
Oh, shout out socks.
Cool. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that either.
As long as people wear them in their shoes. I hate the person that shows up with like full-on tennis shoes and no socks. Why do you do that? Stop.
I don't wear socks all the time.
Well, you wear
He
flip
hates you.
flops most of the time, so I don't really put you in this. No.
I have certain, like, I wear Vans a lot. I never wear socks with Vans. Slip-on Vans, that's a no sock, 100% of the time.
I mean, my wife and I will do it every once in a while. She's got a pair of shoes that she'll just throw her feet into, but it's not like an extended thing. I'm talking people that do this every day, and I've been around them. Like, what the hell are you living like?
Don't feel the need for socks. I put a little powder in the bottom of my shoes, and I'm good to go.
About 200 people gathered outside the Home Depot in the Dalles on Sunday to condemn what immigrant rights groups have described as an unprecedented immigration arrest inside the hardware store.
Yeah, you're seeing that a bunch now. Where
The ICE.
we were
it's
told
not
that
the ICE,
they were
ICE.
we're going after the worst of the worst, and now we're going after people that are working at Home Depot.
Yes, this was in. Did I say the Dalles? Did I say that? You
did.
Yeah.
Some of the videos coming out of this stuff, just look, and I get it. Some people, different side of the coin. I just, as a human, I just can't get on board waiting for people at bus stops, people that have been here for 20 years that have been working. I struggle with this one, but hey, man, we all. Country
Well, you can blame for this.
Country got together and voted on it, and this is what he said he was going to do, and this is what he's doing.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Obama.
I was talking to a friend of mine who was talking about this, and he goes, you know, this is what he said he was going to do. And people were like, no, he won't. Yes, he is. He said they were going to do it. And,
They're sending the bad people out.
yeah, it's
Freaking Biden.
yeah. Well, what's scary too is there was one out of Florida where, you know, you can now just go up and be like, I don't think you look like a citizen. They just saw, I think it was in Florida. They pulled a lady out. She was a nurse. She was in scrubs, and they ripped her out of her car, arrested her, threw her in the back of a car, and then like 20 minutes later, they were like, oh yeah, you're a citizen, you're fine, you go away. The idea now that we can be like, I don't like the way you look, therefore you're going in cuffs until you prove something.
You know, Chuck Schumer really is a son of a bitch, isn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
AOC, thanks a lot, AOC. Nearly 80% of U.S. children ages 10 and under are slated to receive a $250 gift.
Run that by me again.
Nearly 80% of U.S. children aged 10 and under are slated to receive a $250 gift.
Boy, that tooth fairy. 250. What are we getting? 250. No, I don't have kids under that age, so.
Well, now you don't care anymore because it doesn't pertain to you now, do you?
But I mean, you don't have either. Like, why are kids getting $250 and who's paying for this? I'm guessing us.
Michael and Susan Dell.
Okay.
Of
Dell Computer
fame. Mm-hmm. The money will be placed into an interest-bearing account until they reach adulthood. All from tech billionaire couple Michael and Susan Dell, who announced their massive donation this week. The money will go to kids in this age group who were born before January 1, 2025, as long as they live in a zip code with an annual median household income of less than $150,000.
Can I say that is freaking awesome? Of the Dells,
it is. Yeah.
How much are they forking over for this? I'm guessing it's a lot. I mean, they can afford it. They're billionaires, but that's awesome.
Now, the question here is, what metrics do they use to determine
who gets
median household income? Now, the Oregonian did a little map, and they showed all of the zip codes in Oregon and found that only two would not meet that threshold. In other words, even kids in Lake Oswego
would get this.
But again, it depends on the metrics that they use.
Yeah. Look, I understand that maybe there's some kids that you don't think deserve this or don't need it. Bottom line is, you're giving young people a leg up. So do they have a rough idea of what this will be worth when the kid turns? When do they get it?
Stand by.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
$6.25 billion total donation.
Okay.
For this, so
some serious cha-ching.
Dell, baby.
So, I mean,
Dude, you're getting a Dell.
I just think that's awesome. You know, again, helping someone get a leg up. If you had old numbnuts bought Twitter for $44 billion. A lot better use of it out there. I think that's awesome that they're trying to give something back to kids that maybe a little bit of a leg up.
Is it a red flag that they are called Trump accounts?
Who's calling them that, though?
Whatever. I don't care.
Did he call them that, or is it the liberal hating media?
Exactly. I don't care. If they love Trump and they're still doing this for low-income kids, it's still an awesome thing.
Yeah, it's getting
you
into
can have someone that you don't agree with doing something and still have it be a good thing.
Yeah, I think the idea there is that maybe the money will,
may not.
Who's watching this money?
I know.
The pledge will seed tax-advantaged Trump accounts for children too old to qualify for grants that are set to come from the U.S. Treasury. I'm trying to look at and see what they think these will be worth.
Yeah. So they're 10 and under, and they get them when they turn, you said 18?
I don't remember what I said. You're supposed to be listening.
I was, but I don't remember. I was assuming 18
Children
or 21.
10 or under.
Yeah.
Born before January 1, 2025.
Yeah.
So the pledge covers 25 million children aged 10 and under in zip codes with a median income of $150,000 or less. It will take more than 250. Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. It's hard to.
Well, yeah, it's basically $250 to start building something with.
Yes, I know. What Suk is asking is,
when do they get it?
Can you estimate what that would be when they get it? And no, it's hard to know because you don't know you don't know what the market's going to do.
Exactly. I just was wondering if there was like a. If you had a rough,
I don't know.
If you had a rough estimate.
I'm sure history could tell us, but I'm no financier.
Well, isn't that more like the old savings bond, like where your grandma in the 60s gave you like a $50 savings bond, and in 20 years it was worth $52?
That's right. You could probably just do the math.
I just don't know what their
6%.
Yeah, 6%.
3%.
Like if you did an 8% return on it, like over 20 years, it's $150,000.
There you go.
8% is really high, though.
Yeah, that'd be a little high. I'd say 4%. Give me 4% over 10 years. Just say 10 years because there are kids that are already 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
So do that math.
Let's see what we got.
It's not going to be much, guys. We're arguing over like
Hey,
$70.
dude, no, that is not true at all. It will be good, and it will certainly be good to a lot of kids who don't have much.
Well, no, it's great to start. I'm talking about it's not going to be some exponential growth from $250. That's all I'm trying to. Yeah.
No, I mean, but you know,
every little bit helps. I agree.
that's right.
That's
the whole point, kids.
Hey, they're trying something.
Don't bet your money. Invest your money.
Or
bet
you,
your money.
Or you get a couple $100 and I don't know, you go blow it on something.
Put it on the
stupid.
Lions tonight.
There you go.
Or the Cowboys. I don't know.
How about the Cowboys?
All right. Well, we got to go. We have a Three Rivers Mall mass shooter plotter kid who is going to court. Why'd everyone lay out on me?
Well, I thought we were going to
That
break.
you were sending it out.
Oh.
We're actually a break behind, so I thought you were
That's
sending
all right.
it out to the.
We'll get there.
I thought we were breaking.
All right, Beavis. Good Lord.
Hey, I got my Beavis and Butthead t-shirt on today.
I don't think you do.
Boy, great call out by you, because I don't. We will be right back. This is In the News on the Fan.
This is the Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
Turn to change the complexion of this ball game for the Cavaliers.
Obvious, snaps a pass to Grant. Oh, Grant got knocked down and fouled. And Jeremy Grant has a chance for 4.
Yeah, Blazers won last night.
That's a monster win. As beat up as they are, and the Cavs are like a legitimately good team. Struggling a little bit, but that's a big win.
Now 9-13 on the year.
You know, they got the Pistons coming up. So.
Stronghold on the 10 seed in the West.
They do. They do have a stronghold.
No, they really don't. I think Utah's like right behind them.
Utah sucks.
Blazers?
Blazers are. I stand by it. Blazers are okay.
That's changed. Now they're okay.
They're going to be a playoff team.
Well, 10 is in the playoffs, you idiot.
They're going to be a playoff team.
Oh, my God. Window Nation this month, 50% off all window styles, 0% financing for 5 years. Schedule your free consult at windownation.com.
1080 AM.
All right, this is, believe it or not, this is in the news still.
Yeah.
December 4, 2025. We have the River. You ever
Three
been
Rivers.
to? Oh yeah, Three Rivers Mall. You ever been there?
I have.
You party there?
There used to be an Izzy's Pizza right on the other side of it. Let me tell you what, coming back from a camping trip, I'd often stop at that Izzy's and have myself a grand old time.
I miss Izzy's. I miss them bad. They were good, man.
I need those mojo potatoes.
Izzy's Pizza and a whole lot more.
I don't think I've ever had Izzy's.
Well, you're not ever going to now. It's long gone.
Maybe in heaven.
That good chicken. Yeah. They had chicken. How about that?
What was I telling you? Oh, that's the mall in Kelso.
Yeah, the kid was going to shoot it up.
Yeah, it's a 14-year-old boy.
They had the guns, ammo, the plans, the whole thing.
He's accused of plotting a bombing and a mass shooting at the mall. Now, he was in court for the first time last Friday, and apparently it was very tense, and the state started laying out the first pieces of evidence in the case, and it is not going well for the state, according to reports. Limitations on FBI testimony and circumstantial evidence heavily scrutinized, leaving more holes in the state's case than before.
Well, that's great. Let's release the 14-year-old kid that wants to kill everyone, because what could possibly go wrong
Well,
there?
basically what you have here is you have him saying, hey, he wasn't going to do that. He's just a kid. He was with his mom both times he was at the mall, and she says he never shot any of the guns that were in the house or doesn't know how to do, and then the state's like, well, yeah, check out this plot, bro.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. We'll keep you posted. He was on like one of those weird
talking about it. And
weirdo
but there
websites.
were guns and like the materials there to carry it out, correct?
Yeah,
if I remember correctly?
Well, again, they're saying that the parents own the guns and he doesn't know how to use them, and like this, it's a whole
dude.
You got to prove that he was going to carry it
I
out.
don't have to prove. Put that kid in a padded room with his mittens pinned to his jacket for like 15 years. That's terrifying.
That is in the news, December 4, 2025. As always, brought to you by The Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Let's get back to sports. I love how Vanderbilt thinks they should be in this tournament.
And they won't shut up about
Isn't that
it.
cute?
I know.
We'll get to that and some other college football musings next on The Fan.
and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, some good news again for Oregon today on the recruiting side of things. The Ducks grabbed two-way five-star athlete Jaden Lott. He has officially signed his paperwork with Oregon. He marks the fifth five-star recruit to sign with the team during this cycle. Elsewhere in college football, James Madison hiring former Florida coach Billy Napier to lead their program after Bob Chesney leaves the Dukes once their playoff run ends. And in the NFL, Week 14 getting going here shortly. Thursday night football in Detroit. The Lions hosting the Cowboys. Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite. You can watch it here in about 10 minutes on Amazon Prime. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks Game Day. Before .105.1 and 1080.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We gotta get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
The Fan.
All right. Welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Thursday. Your sportsman here. My name is Isaac. Hello.
Sodden.
Big Six right over there.
Hi.
Oh, dude.
Someone pointed out that Three Rivers Mall potential shooting. If there's no one at the mall, can you really shoot anybody?
Why? Is that like...
I don't know. Is that like the...
No one's there?
I haven't been to the Three Rivers Mall like in 20 years, but like, is it like the Lloyd Center? Like, if the Lloyd Center got shot up, would 6 people be in danger? I don't know what's happening at the Three Rivers Mall.
Well, 6 is too many, Jason.
It is.
But I get your point.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like flock, there's not
Now,
people everywhere.
So I looked up the Three Rivers Mall because I wanted to see. You can buy a car there. Bud Clary's Auto Group is there, and also Red Lobster. So you can get a discounted used car and get some Cheddar Bay biscuits at the Three Rivers Mall.
Red Lobster was closing.
No, they filed for bankruptcy
That's what it was.
because of that whole endless shrimp thing. But they've, I don't know who took over, but their new CEO kind of got them out of the depths of irrelevance.
Yeah, we talked about that new CEO. He's like he's a young guy from from somewhere. He's like a young kid or something.
Don't know.
Isn't he like 12?
Couldn't tell you.
What, Doogie Howser of
I don't know.
CEOs?
I read about their new CEO. He's kind of some young hotshot. But
There's also a place called the Valuable Women Cheesecakery. So,
what?
Huh.
The name of the place is the Valuable Woman Cheesecakery. I'm guessing that's a play on the Cheesecake Factory, but in this case, Valuable Woman. I don't know. I haven't heard of like most of these stores that are in the Three Rivers Mall.
yeah, they hired Demola Adamolekun. He was the CEO of PF Chang's.
I'll just tell you the amount of weird random things at this mall. So you can go to the Cheesecakery, you can go to the Red Lobster, you can buy a car, you can also go to Juggernaut MMA as well.
Right up your alley, baby.
In the Three Rivers Mall.
What
and
does
then,
that mean?
Oh, I'm guessing it's an MMA gym in the mall. And then you can hop right over across the way to Fresh Attitude Dance Studio. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like the Three Rivers Mall has it going. I feel like out in Kelso.
A little something for everyone.
Yeah,
isn't
there is a little something for everybody.
But
so I'm glad
he's gay.
we're keeping it safe.
All right, some college football stuff here. I see where Vanderbilt has the handy idea to try to schedule a 13th game
Yeah, by the way, the NCAA said no.
to showcase
They're so dumb.
to showcase themselves. Like, I feel like, so they were saying that they were trying to get Miami or Utah to play them
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
So that they could say, hey, look at us, man. We belong in that tournament.
Yeah.
Did they ever think that maybe they would lose both of those games?
Well, Vandy is just, and their quarterback is the same way, the Pavia guy. Like, they can't let it go. You had a hell of a year. At least Texas just bitched and moaned, and then we're like, all right, we kind of move on. But, dude, Vanderbilt just looks like a desperate, like, sort of crew that realizes they'll never get back. Just keep winning, and eventually, like, you'll be fine. But
So they're 10-2.
yes.
So they're the same as Miami.
Yeah.
And Utah.
Mhm.
And Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And is there another one in there? Well,
No, they're
Alabama, but Alabama's playing in the SEC title game.
there was basically 6 teams playing for 2 spots. Alabama, Notre Dame, BYU, Texas, Vandy, and maybe one other that I was missing. But yeah, they're in that group of 6 that was fighting for 2 spots, and they have no chance of getting in. They realize they have no chance of getting in. Their quarterback called for the president to sign an executive order.
What?
He's a Trump guy, so he
Okay.
he tweeted at the president to sign an executive order. I'm not certain he knows how that works. And then Vanderbilt apparently was trying. This is dead serious. They were trying to get one of those teams to play a 13th game, and turns out, from a logistics standpoint and a rule standpoint, no. But Vandy is just it sounds pathetic at this point. Like, let it go.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
You know, my team last year got kind of got screwed over and didn't get it.
Screwed over.
Yeah, didn't get a chance to
What
get
is
in
that
there.
term?
They got screwed
Screwed
over.
over?
Yeah, they got
Complete and utter embarrassing stupidity.
they got job, but you didn't see us sitting there bitching and moaning. You know, you're like, hey, you say
over.
your point, and then you move on. You go play your bowl game, and you try to do better this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at their
Vanderbilt's
sched.
pathetic.
Yeah, they lost to the 2 best teams the 2 biggest games they played, they lost.
Yeah.
And that was the Texas game. They got blown out in that, but I mean it was a 3-point game, but they were down big.
Yeah.
Came back late. And then Alabama, they got blown out.
Sure.
So their best win would be probably the Missouri win, but that was when the Missouri quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
So maybe they won at Tennessee. That was a good win last weekend.
Well, the truth of the matter is, every one of those teams, from Notre Dame to Miami to Vandy to Texas to BYU, they all have good cases. But
yeah, but some better than others. And Vanderbilt's is not one of those that's better.
No, but again, are any of those teams undeserving? No, but there's only so many spots. So put on your big boy panties and accept the fact that it didn't go your way. Do better next time. I say that about Texas too. Texas probably has the most legitimate, like if you want to be like pissed about something, Texas can simply say, had they scheduled Chattanooga and not Ohio State, they would be in. And that's true. But you didn't schedule Chattanooga. You scheduled Ohio State. And when you lost to Ohio State, you didn't leave yourself much wiggle room. And then you freaking lost to Florida. So next year, if you don't want to schedule them, don't. But it's like the consequences of your own actions. Boo-hoo. Some of these schools they just sound like little bitches. See Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's almost like they, I don't know, lost a game or two that they shouldn't have.
And when you cry and moan, it's one thing to state your case. I'll give this, like, Cristobal has come out and everyone's stumping hard. And
Miami has the best case.
Yes, and Miami will be in. I'm telling you. Just mark it. Miami's going to get in. But Cristobal said his piece. He stood up there, he stumped, and then he was like, I will help anyone that needs this information out there. But at the end of the day, you go back to Coral Gables and you can control what you can control. He's not out there crying about tweeting at government leaders, and he's not out there, trying to be like, well, what if we play a 13th game and then you can really see that we belong? Stop it.
What if they did do that?
It'd be pretty
and
awesome.
They won. What if they just kicked the crap out of Miami?
If they allowed that, then everybody else would try to do a 14th game next year.
And then
It's so
then before you know it, we had 25 games. We haven't settled anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, Gruden went on, I don't know if you saw that, but Gruden did like a little 5-minute rant.
It was not 5 minutes. It was 8 minutes.
Was it
and
8
that
minutes?
Instantly got me to turn it off. Now, if that were a minute, I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Because he put out a video. It was like, here's the way I fix college football.
Yeah.
Minute and a half, 2 minutes even, I'm watching it. I saw it was 8 minutes and I was out. Scrolled right past.
He basically said conference title games you're in, and everyone else should have to play a 13th game.
Can we just get 16 in there? And I know it doesn't solve there's always going to be debate.
Sure. But it gives you a little more wiggle room.
I think it gives you more wiggle room for the better team.
His larger point, and it's one that I agree with, and Oregon had to face this last year, it makes zero sense for these conference title games to be going down, especially for the teams that it doesn't matter, and that's most of them, with the exception of the Big 12 game and then the crappy ACC. But for like the Big 10, Indiana, Ohio State, and then Georgia and Alabama are both playing, and they get beat up, have to play an extra game for a game that really doesn't mean anything other than a meaningless trophy, while everyone that didn't gets to sit around and get another bye and get healthy.
Yeah.
And Gruden's whole point was, if you're going to play the conference title game, make these other teams behind them play a game to get in, which again is just another way of expanding the tournament.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, we'll let him work on fixing the college football playoff problems.
kind of got Scrooty over.
Nice.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Well, and
Scrooty over.
And I don't know if you saw this, but the SCORE Act that was trying to get passed in Congress, dude, that thing got blown up in fantastic fashion. We now have members of Congress that are yelling at Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is so hated, even members of the government hate him. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll let him fight, and then in 10 years we may have something better than what we have now.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's going to be exhausting arguing about this every single year.
Yeah. You know, it will get solved if BYU just takes care of business, which they won't, but it would solve it.
So let's look at championship weekend next on The Fan.
105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Kind of got screwedy overed.
New term today. Only heard here, screwedy overed.
That's right. And very few teams get screwed over. Most just,
You mean screwedy overed?
Yes.
You can't even pronounce your own mispronunciation correctly.
Screwedy overed.
Screwedy overed.
Yeah. Most teams kind of got screwedy overed. Most teams don't have that happen to them. Most teams just find themselves on the outside looking in. But once in a while, someone gets jobbed. Like the only team that has the ability to really get screwed is
Screwedy overed.
Miami. Miami's the only one with the ability to do that.
Yeah, they'll have a real good case.
If BYU loses and it's Miami and Notre Dame goes, and they won't, Miami will jump ahead of them. You heard it here. Mark my words. But if they don't, they would get screwed. And then people
screwedy over.
I just like screwed at this point. They will have a legitimate gripe. Everyone else, no, it just didn't break your way.
So I'm looking at the schedule here.
Yeah.
We get games tomorrow, if you care. Apparently Troy is in the Sun Belt Championship game.
Yes, they are. And this actually has real meaning.
Well, James Madison needs to win.
Yes, if James Madison wins.
But I didn't know they were playing Troy.
Yes.
And since when are James Madison and Troy in the Sun Belt? Have they always been in the Sun Belt?
I think James Madison is a recent. I think they've bumped up.
Did you see who James Madison hired today? Did you see who their new coach is?
No, I did not.
Billy Napier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's going on the career resurgence path down at James Madison, huh? Okay. Well, I mean, for James Madison, I bet you that was a great hire. He did a nice job before he got to Florida. He actually didn't do a terrible job at Florida either. But yeah, if James Madison wins, and they're favored by like 24 points, by the way, they're going to beat Troy. If they win and Duke wins, James Madison gets to go to the dance and then get to lose to Oregon by 30 points.
Cool game.
Well, I saw him play.
What do you think the point spread would be?
Against Oregon?
Yeah. Because the only thing I know about James Madison is I saw them play a little bit against Washington State.
And that's what I saw too.
And they were 14-point favorites over Washington State.
Yeah, it was 24-20. It was a close game.
It was a good game, yeah. But why I couldn't believe that they were 14-point favorites over Washington State.
Yeah, I know. People like James Madison. That's the only game I watched them play. But I'm guessing if they played Oregon, I'm guessing that's probably a 20, 28-point spread. 26, something like that, mid-20s.
North Texas Tulane for the American Championship, and apparently John Summerall is coaching.
Yeah, both of them are.
Oh, the other coach is too? Eric Morris?
Yeah, they're both coaching.
At North Texas?
Yes, and whichever one wins that game is going to go. So James Madison needs Duke to win. The winner of Tulane and North Texas is going to be guaranteed a spot. They're going.
And then UNLV Boise State in the Mountain West Championship.
Now, that could be interesting because in theory, you could see UNLV, who is 10-2, and they lost to Boise State bad.
Yeah.
If they were to beat Boise State, in theory, you could have UNLV jump James Madison, but UNLV is not ranked. James Madison is. So
okay.
That there is an outside chance that UNLV might be able to backdoor their way in, but I doubt it.
Those games are tomorrow, and then we get 9 a.m. Saturday, BYU Texas Tech.
Yep.
I don't know many people giving BYU much of a chance in that.
I don't, but it's if you follow the dumb thing of it's hard to beat a team twice, And,
well, I think that's been disproven.
It has.
It actually is not hard to beat the same team twice. What I think is what you could maybe hang your hat on there is that in the first meeting, BYU held Texas Tech's offense.
Yes.
To I think season lows.
But the problem with that is most of that was Texas Tech shooting themselves in the foot when they got into the red zone. And watching that, BYU also played a horrific game. Special teams was a disaster. They had a bunch of penalties. It certainly wasn't a good game on BYU's part, but BYU in no way, and I mean in no way, could block Texas Tech. I don't think that's changed. It is only a 12.5 point spread.
Well, that's what it was last time.
Yeah, and they covered.
Tech covered.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I don't. As upsets go, that one doesn't seem to have the makings.
Certainly doesn't have the feeling of it, no. But the first one was in at Tech. This one is quote a neutral site, even though it's in Arlington. But,
oh God. It's not in Salt Lake.
Look, I'm trying to find some. Well, maybe Vegas would have been a better neutral site. I'm trying to find some sense of hope, but stranger things have happened.
Stranger things.
Well, I mean, Texas Tech did lay an egg this year. You know,
they lost to
Arizona State.
Arizona State without Levitt, right?
26-22. So
it happens. Yeah. But
it's not going to.
They're not going to.
I get it.
I feel like Texas Tech wins that. Okay, then we get Georgia, Alabama again. Again, these conference championship games are irrelevant at this point, but it's kind of cool that we get bonus football.
Yeah.
And Georgia, Alabama, that's a humdinger.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would love it if the games actually had some meaning to them. And this is one now.
Well, kind of. I was gonna say it kind of does for Alabama.
I'll tell you what. If the committee has the balls to take remember, Alabama is the 1 seed in this, not Georgia. Alabama is the number 1 seed in the SEC.
Oh, are they?
Yes. They are.
Well, why does that matter? They're playing it in Atlanta.
I understand, but this is the team that finished supposedly the toughest conference in the world. Alabama is the number 1 seed and beat Georgia already. So you're telling me the committee is going to have the balls to tell the most powerful conference on earth.
They won at Georgia, didn't they?
Yes, that the number 1 team in your conference that already beat that team then loses to them into the rematch, and you say you don't get to go to the dance? Bull crap. Alabama is in no matter what. This is just about seeding.
Well, it should be a good game.
Yeah.
I think those teams are...
Georgia favored by 2.5.
I think those teams are pretty equal. But Kirby Smart come out and said, it matters to him if they win the SEC.
And that's what Lanning said. I mean, last year, he's like, absolutely, we're going to win this game. I mean, we have yet to see a team that has laid down in their conference title game and been like, we don't care. Is it possible that eventually, if Ty Simpson rolls an ankle in the first quarter, and or Gunnar Stockton.
I don't think Alabama. I think it's better. The better example
Georgia,
is Gunnar
right?
Stockton.
Okay, so let's say Gunnar rolls an ankle.
Alabama, they should. I get what you're saying. They're not going to be left
but
out.
Maybe it's a little.
But they don't want 3 losses, dude.
All right, so let's take Georgia then. Georgia's then is the better.
Yeah, they only have 1 loss.
Yeah, so let's take Georgia, who's in no matter what, right? So let's say Gunnar gets hurt, or Nate Frazier, who's their best running back, and let's say one of those guys rolls an ankle or sprains a knee, and you're like, look, can you come back in? Yeah, you can go take the knee, you can go in the tent, you can wrap it up, and away you go. Do you do that, or do you say, hey, man, we got to play next week, or I guess be 2 weeks? Do you just sit down and be like, dude, let's get you healthy, or do you push it to go in and try to win an SEC title that really doesn't mean anything to you? That I can see, but I don't believe for 1 second that Georgia or anyone else is going to roll over and say the game doesn't matter and treat it like week 17 in the NFL when you've already wrapped up your conference.
Well, that's a good game. And then you got Indiana, Ohio State, even though it means nothing really, except,
seeding.
Big Ten title. And yeah, I guess seeding. But it'll be good to see Indiana. Well, actually, it'll be good to see both of them get tested.
Yes.
Not that Indiana has been untested.
No.
They won at Autzen, but I just mean, we saw this game last year in Ohio State.
Bullied them.
Handled them.
And so Indiana kind of proved that they can go on the road and stand up to a big dog in Oregon. They were not bullied. They were the better team in that. So this is the first time we're going to see Ohio State really pushed by a team that we think is as good as them. And for Indiana, I think Indiana, from a psyche standpoint, Oregon certainly alleviated a lot of those concerns. But if you're Signetti, you cannot have your team go in and get pushed around by Ohio State and feel good about going into the tournament. So I actually think this game, you're going to see both teams throwing haymakers. I think this is a big time game.
Point spread only 4.
Yeah, Ohio State favored.
Only 4.
Tell you what, if Ohio State kicks the crap out of them like they did last year, then this may be look out, everybody.
Well,
you may be going back to back.
I put this out there before, but worth repeating here. Ohio State 14-1-1 against the spread since losing to Michigan last year.
Yep.
And 6 of those wins are against top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Dude, they're unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, and you look at Dane Brugler put out his first mock draft. Mel Kiper has his top 100.
Yeah, how many Ohio State guys?
Dude, they're littered with it.
Exactly.
It's just there's so many guys. And by the way, their best player isn't even draft eligible. But Sayan's going to be a first-round pick. Jeremiah Smith's going to be a first-round pick. They've got multiple guys on all 3 levels of their defense
down
have a first round pick. They got offensive linemen that are first-round picks. Carnell Tate's going to be a first-round pick. It's just, it's stupid at this point. They are absolutely loaded.
Has a Heisman ever come down to one game head-to-head, as it might in this game?
Oh, yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that.
Those are the top 2 Heisman odds.
Do we have to have the Heisman votes in before this?
That I don't know, because isn't the Heisman next week?
I think
the Army-Navy weekend? That's next week, isn't it?
Let me look and see when.
Yeah, it's next week. So they're probably already in.
I think
which is dumb.
I think because it's a regular season award, so I think these games shouldn't count. But it'll be a nice
Yeah, this says Heisman Trophy ballots are typically due on the first Monday in December, which would have been this past Monday.
Okay.
That is so dumb.
Yeah. I think the idea is that not, you can't give someone
the extra
game to prove it.
That's true.
But it would be interesting to see if Mendoza or Sayin wins it and ends up losing this game and looks terrible in it. You're like, whoops.
You are like, whoops. They're going to get screwed overed.
Speaking of that, in the Brugler's first mock draft, he has Dante Moore going, I think, number 5 overall. So now with Will Stein leaving, there's another big push that maybe Dante Moore reconsiders coming back.
Who is Brugler?
He's
some
he's a big NFL draft guy who's pretty dialed in. And so the idea is that it was a given that Dante Moore was coming back for another year because he had kind of fallen off after the Indiana game a little bit. Well, the last month or so, his stock has gone skyrocketing, and now with Will Stein leaving, there's a lot of people that are now kind of kicking the tires on. Dude, if he gets a top 5 eval, which a lot of the big draft guys do believe he has a top 5 pick right now, does that lead Dante Moore to say, hey, I appreciate another year of $2.5 million, but I'm going to take my talents down the road to the NFL where I can make a lot more.
All right, what's at stake? NFL Week 14 coming up next. Here is Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Week 14 of NFL action happening right now. Thursday night football going on in Detroit with the Lions hosting the Cowboys. About 8 minutes to go in the first quarter there, and we are tied at 3 apiece. Looks like each team's had the ball once so far, come out with a field goal on those drives. Jared Goff, 37 yards through the air so far. Dak Prescott, 25 on the other side. Over on the college side of things, some great news coming down here in the last hour and a half or so. Two-way 5-star recruit, Jaden Lott officially signing with Oregon. Jalen marks the 5th 5-star recruit overall to sign with them during this cycle. And more college football coaching news. James Madison moving to hire former Florida coach Billy Napier to be their next leader. He's going to replace Bob Chesney once the Duke's playoff run ends. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the fan happy. and 1080 AM.
By the way, I must say, the cowboy uniforms tonight,
Yeah.
they make my sports pants tight.
Oh, the Cowboys are a great look. So are the Lions. I mean, this is a great uni matchup.
Well, but the Cowboys are wearing those dark blue ones, and my God, I love those.
I get it.
We have the rare safety, it appears,
yeah.
in the NFL game
Yeah,
tonight.
the Lions found themselves a pass rush. Should be 5-3 here in Lions with the Cowboys. Kick it off. Maybe we get the onside punt, remember?
Oh, yeah, the onside punt.
I don't think we're going to see
one of my favorite plays.
I don't think we're going to see that in the first quarter. But
they took that off the board. How did they take that off the board?
They saying that maybe it's forward momentum.
But it wasn't, though.
I need to see the replay closer.
Vegas called. They said too many people placed a bet on a safety, so they told the referees to nix it.
Right. I mean, look at that. Well,
we'll see. Because the ball just has to be out. It's not his body.
I know, but look at this. They're showing the replay. It's
Boy, that certainly
he
looks
is
like
in the end zone.
That certainly looks like a safety to me. But
at any rate, you were mentioning before we get to the NFL.
Oh my God, how is that not? They just showed the close up. I do not know how that's not a safety.
Before we get to the week in the NFL, you mentioned Will Stein leaving, and Tosh Lupoi is leaving too, correct?
Yes.
So, but they're coaching.
Yes.
But they're leaving.
Yes.
I wonder the challenges of that.
Oh, I certainly,
for coordinators.
I certainly think it's not ideal. I mean, Dan Lanning stayed at Georgia after he'd been named the Oregon head coach. I think he was a co-guy, whereas like Stein and Lupoi are not co.
Well, I know it's been done. I just wonder how hard it is.
It's not ideal,
especially because you're having to recruit for your new team. And
yes, it's not ideal. But you're
having to put together a staff.
I mean, there's a ton. Mississippi's dealing with worse, but North Texas and Tulane, they're going to have to be dealing with entirely new coaching staffs. I mean, this is
Tulane. Summerall, you said Summerall and Morris are coaching.
Yes, but there are already other places. So it's the same thing as even though they're coaching their teams, they've already accepted new jobs. Ohio State has to deal with this. They're replacing their offensive coordinator and play caller. So this is becoming a more and more commonplace thing, which again is one of the dumbest things. And there's a lot of dumb things about college football. The idea that free agency and coaching changes are happening in the middle of the playoffs is just idiotically
it is dumb.
It's so bad.
But I just wonder what I don't know. It's like, especially from a betting angle, I'm always wondering what that means. Stein is leaving, Tosh is leaving, but they're staying.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. Is that a big deal? Is that not a big deal?
I think it's a deal. How about that?
But I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, Lane Kiffin notoriously, Nick Saban booted him because he thought that he was, one, recruiting players, and two, he didn't think that Lane was paying attention. He thought he had his eye off the ball. So, I mean, it has happened where we've had a coach be like, no, dude, they booted him before the national title game and promoted Sark. So
yeah, I can see both sides of it.
Absolutely. But you don't really have a choice. You can't. It is so bad, the idea of changing a play caller right before the playoffs. So
which is why the Ole Miss guy went back.
Yes. So, they didn't even have an offensive staff. I mean, Lane took almost the whole offensive staff. Had he not been allowed to come back, Charlie Weiss Jr., I'm not certain what Ole Miss would have done. I really don't.
Yeah. Like, what do you?
You go find like a running backs coach or something, and you're like, hey man, you're the new OC, so let's go. At least like at Oregon, like their defensive coordinator is going to be promoted from within, so you're not missing a beat there. And Lanning's a defensive guy that could call it. Stein, I think, is a little more of a loss, but it doesn't.
They already have their new OC. He's the co-OC, right?
Possibly. I don't think that's been official. It feels like the defensive one is a little more assured. But yes, they may just promote from within on both of those. So again, you can mitigate this. It's not ideal, but this is just part of dealing with the world of college football right now, which again, so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb, but I just, I guess, I don't know. I just think it goes back to when we talked to Lanning about it a couple weeks ago, and he was like, it's just kind of all how you handle it. You just got to be you're going to have to be able to balance it.
Yep.
And the head coach is going to have to be okay with Will Stein being off on a few calls.
Yeah.
And that, you can do it. It's just, if it's handled poorly, it could be a real problem, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Well, and hence,
so it kind of depends on the character of the guy.
Yes.
Who is leaving.
You have to trust that Will Stein and Tosh Lupoi will have as much of the attention as is possible on
exactly
Oregon.
It's all just trust. You just
It's all you can do.
Well, it benefits both parties, too.
And if Lanning sees something that's wrong, then and Dan strikes me as the sort of guy that would speak up.
Well, he'd talk about it. He said that. He was like, you just got to communicate about it, is what he was saying.
And ultimately, look, if Lapoy or Stein you feel like it's slipping, you do have people inside, like Chris Hampton is going to be the defensive coordinator. So my guess is if you feel like Lapoy maybe is a little off, then you go to and say, hey man, hey, for this game, we're changing play callers. Or in the worst case, you tell Lapoy, hey, appreciate it, but maybe it's time for you to go be the head coach right now. So
Drew Maringer is the co-offensive
coordinator
you're saying too,
and
tight ends as well.
And there is a belief that he could be the next guy, but it feels like the Hampton thing is basically done.
Yeah.
On the offensive side of things, that's more of a candidate as opposed to I haven't heard the concrete thing that he's going to be promoted, but that may be too. Does bringing in continuity keep Dante Moore there? I do think that there is going to be your biggest concern right now for next year if you're Oregon is convincing Dante Moore to come back for another year.
But if he does, that's the other thing too, is if he doesn't, or if you sniff around him and he's like, you think he might be leaving, does your OC hire, does that, because they could bring a quarterback with them.
Absolutely.
That changes who you might hire as your OC.
Sure. These are all the things that you have to consider in this. But that one decision, whether Dante Moore decides to go out and be a top 5 pick and take 48 or 50 million guaranteed dollars or come back to Oregon to chase a national title, there is so much that hinges on just that one decision. And all you can do as a coach is put the best NIL deal package possible. Say, hey, we're going to obviously pick up the insurance on you, and the NFL is going to be waiting for you next year, and come back and chase a Heisman Trophy and chase a national championship. He did say, remember Dante Moore, in a microwave world, he is a slow cooker man.
Yeah, he did say that.
So,
by the way, it does benefit both programs, because if Cal and Kentucky, with their new head coaches, have the coordinators in Oregon's college football playoff run doing really well, there are possibly kids that are, hey, maybe I want to go play for Will Stein. So yes, it's not the ideal situation, but if Will Stein and Tosh Lupoy both do well, it benefits all schools involved here.
And I wonder how much of it is just kind of like the Ole Miss thing. It's like, dude, Lane Kiffin, get out of here. Dude, you're not coaching our team.
Yeah.
But then the Summerall thing, they're like, yeah, sure. It's sort of just your relationship.
Yeah. Well, and the other one too was Summerall and some of these other guys that are doing this. Tulane and North Texas are not rivals to the schools that they're going to.
Yeah.
Whereas Lane Kiffin, there is no way that Ole Miss was going to let their arch rival, new head coach, stick around for a month plus and be in your school. Imagine Dan Lanning leaving to take the USC job and then being like, all right, guys, here's the deal. I'm also going to stick around and I'm going to coach you guys for another 2 months possibly. It's just, and by the way, it turns out Lane Kiffin was a lying sack of crap. Every one of his players and the AD are basically saying that everything Lane Kiffin said about how it went down and how the kids wanted him to stay and how he thought right up until the end, it's all turned out that was all a lie. That's how much of a scumbag that guy is he literally spun the ultimate false narrative that he knew was going to get called out by everybody. I mean, he's an absolute joke, and I hope he falls on his face at LSU. It's one thing to leave the way you do it, but at least leave with some sort of integrity or whatever shred of dignity you have left. Don't lie on your way out when everyone immediately is going to raise their hand and be like, yeah, Lane, none of that happened. None of it.
All right, coming up next, let's look at real quickly. We are in rarefied air for Week 14 in the NFL. We'll look at that when we return on the Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Wanted to confirm that Will and Tosh will be staying on and calling plays throughout the playoff.
Yeah, certainly the plan is for those guys to be able to help us as we go through and chase what we want to finish this season.
I also think it's interesting to listen to his words.
Yeah,
he said
he chose
yes.
his words carefully.
Exactly. Yes.
In other words, we're turning it over, but to other people, but yes. We need Will and Tosh to advise.
I just think there's, I think that is a very fluid situation. How about that?
How about that? Is anybody getting screwed overed?
No, I just think words matter, and I think he chooses his words carefully. And I think those words were chosen for a reason.
Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new
This is
Kinda got
Primetime
Screedy-overed.
with Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right. Well, we don't have much time left to talk about the NFL, but you guys can talk about it tomorrow. I won't be here.
No.
1 day work week for me, which I'm really kind of liking.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 4-day work week. Why don't you just push that on to one?
Yeah, you thought I was behind the 4-day work
Yeah.
week. Oh, no, sir.
Wait till the one happens.
This is my new platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got, okay, so I mentioned we got a little bit of history here. Week 14 of the NFL. This is the latest in any season in NFL history where 5 divisions are separated by a game or less.
Yeah. Well, tonight, I feel like this is our first, and we've got a couple coming up, but this is an elimination game. Whoever loses this, Cowboys-Lions, certainly if the Cowboys lose it, they are out of the playoffs. And if the Lions lose it, I think their chances go, I think they're like at a 40% chance right now, high 30s, low 40s. If they lose this, I think it goes down into the 20s. So this is kind of an elimination game already tonight. And we've got a couple coming up here this week.
Lions currently leading 10-3.
Yeah.
It's in the. They're about to go to the second quarter. Yeah, so the AFC North, AFC South, and NFC North, the top two in each of those three divisions are all playing each other this week.
Yeah.
And then you also have the AFC East and NFC East, which are separated by a game because the Eagles have kind of faltered as of late.
Yeah.
Although you were mentioning the Cowboys, somebody was making the case that, and it is a case, it's a long shot, but the Cowboys could end up the number one seed in the NFC.
Sure. Yeah. But again, they got to be perfect. They at 6-5-1, they cannot lose another game. So they got the Lions, but if they get by this, they got the Vikings who suck, the Chargers, and Herbert's got a busted hand, although he's practicing right now. He's got a big, weird kind of pad on it.
Yeah, they didn't rule him out.
No. And so if you can get by the Chargers, and then it's the Commanders and Giants. So this is kind of, if they win this game tonight, the Cowboys have a path, but if they lose it...
But I'm saying this guy was making the case for the number one seed.
Well, that's not happening.
Well, but he laid it out. There is a path for it to happen. The point is that it's really wide open. Like a lot of stuff can happen here over the last 5 games because a lot of these teams, they have tough schedules. So you've got Jacksonville playing Indy this weekend. You've got Green Bay playing Chicago. And
the Texans and the Chiefs is a huge game.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about division.
Division
We're talking about
games.
5 divisions separated by a game or less. Who am I missing?
Indy
Jacks, Green Bay, Chicago,
Steelers, Ravens.
That's the other one.
Yeah,
and they're all playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a month. And then, as I mentioned, it's not a division game, but Texans Chiefs is probably another elimination game. If the Chiefs lose this against the Texans, and by the way, their O-line is beat up, including Trey Smith is out, Josh Simmons is out, their left tackle, their right tackle sucks, and you're playing the best defensive line in football. And the Texans got a little something going right now. They got a little heat to them. Chiefs lose this, and they go to 6-7. They're done. They're not making the postseason. So, I mean, this is another monster game.
We're going to get 3 playoff teams from that crappy ass AFC. What is it? The AFC North?
It's a real possibility. Yeah.
No, AFC South.
AFC South.
Yeah.
Yes. Jacksonville, Indy, and the Texans all could make the postseason.
Come on, man.
And we could see the Chiefs not make it. Yeah.
You know who? Okay, last little bit on this. Last 5 games, bottom 4 quarterbacks in EPA per dropback.
The last 4 games?
Last 5 games, bottom 4 quarterbacks in EPA per dropback.
I'm guessing Lamar's probably in there.
So it's Shador.
Yeah, well.
Rodgers. Yeah. McCarthy, and Lamar.
Yeah. Lamar's got something going on. Last week was the first week he actually looked remotely healthy, and he still was ass. But,
that Ravens-Steelers game is interesting because Steelers look bad on both sides.
Oh, they're that whole thing.
And the Ravens look, I mean, it seems like it, but we said that about the Eagles, although the Eagles may be imploding too. Mm-hmm. By the way, side note on that.
Yeah.
I was watching, again, you watch just random things when you're sick and you're just lying there.
Sure.
NFC East Hard Knocks in season is out.
Oh.
And dude, the Hard Knocks in season is so much better
than the
preseason one.
I haven't seen it.
Well, there's only one episode, and it came out Tuesday, and I watched it. And,
so it's all the teams in the NFC East?
And there's a lot of interesting stuff in the NFC East because you have what's happened with the Commanders, you have the Jackson Dart thing, you have certainly what's going on with the Eagles was highlighted, and then the Cowboys going on a run. And by the way, it's only a week behind, so it's already covering Cowboys-Eagles from, I guess, 2 weeks ago because they had the Thanksgiving game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty good, and I will say, Sirianni comes across better than you think.
Okay,
he does.
Well, I'm glad because he
seems he's less meatheady and more thoughtful than I thought.
Dude,
just after one episode,
that guy's resume is so good, and yet we give him just never-ending piles of crap.
Well, they just seem like they all hate each other and are imploding.
Well, but is there something to the fact that yes, they do all hate each other, and yet he keeps that thing together, and they've been to 2 Super Bowls and have won one?
I tell you, it is interesting to watch because they are he is outwardly, and they are outwardly. They film them at practice and everything, and you see it on there. They all know how bad they're playing.
Yeah,
like they're 8-4, but they're just like, look, we have not gotten it together. But I will say he comes across as quite a steadying hand for them, and I did not. I expected that to be real volatile, and like what a S show that is.
Yeah.
But he does not seem
Alright.
that way. At least, and again, it's just one episode.
Sure.
But kind of interesting. Anyway, what else was I going to tell you? Blup blup bloop bloop bloop.
You were talking about the quarterbacks and
bleep,
EPA,
bleep,
and then you went
bleep.
into the Hard Knocks.
Lamar. I don't know why I did that.
Lamar is not
I don't
right.
know.
Lamar has not been right. But again, write off Lamar Jackson at your own. Look,
They'll be fine.
yeah, they're fine. Lamar Jackson is not. He's just hurt.
Eagles or
you
Ravens?
You don't go from being one of the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in the league for the better part of 6 or 7 years and then just vanish unless your name is Deshaun Watson. And that was a whole other thing.
Eagles or Ravens? Get it together. Who would you bet on? One. You have to bet on one. Your life savings goes on one team.
Eagles.
Yeah.
And I don't love it. But, the proof's in the pudding. The Eagles have melted down before. And by the way, the Eagles are still 8-4. And we saw them do it last year. Plus the injuries thing. The Ravens are just beat up. And I'm just.
I feel like they're healthy now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll see what
Besides
happens.
Lamar.
We'll see what happens. It's all hinges. If Lamar is healthy, if you told me I get a healthy Lamar Jackson going forward, I would say Baltimore. I'm just not convinced that he's healthy. He looked better last week, and yet it still wasn't good. So that worries me, the health.
Fun little week 14. All right, coming up next. Is this the worst crime in relation to the initial wrongdoing ratio?
I don't understand any of that, but I'm intrigued by it.
I don't really know how to explain this.
It was a screwed over sort of.
It was a screwed over.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
Let's
we're going to
go.
talk about it. Okay,
Yeah.
I got a story for you. That's coming up next on The Fan.
There are only update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Week 14 of NFL action getting going tonight. Thursday Night Football happening right now in Detroit as the Lions host the Dallas Cowboys. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Detroit on top in that one, 10-3. Jahmyr Gibbs with a rushing touchdown so far to account for the 6 points for Detroit. Once again, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Dallas losing 10-3 at the hands of the Lions. Elsewhere around the NFL, good news for the Chargers today. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, quarterback Justin Herbert was a limited participant in today's practice. He's trying to get back from that fractured non-throwing hand. At this point, says he's going to play on Monday night against the Eagles. Over to college football, some great news for the Ducks today. Five-star two-way athlete Jalen Lott officially signing with Oregon. He's the fifth five-star recruit so far to sign during this cycle. And James Madison moving to hire former Florida coach Billy Napier to lead their program. He's replacing Bob Chesney once the Duke's playoff run, at least possible playoff run, ends. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Warning. The following program may not be suitable for children.
Hold on to your butts.
As the sun sets over Slab Town, in the shadows of the Fremont Bridge, a club comes to life where you can let your freak flag fly.
There's a new fiesta in the making as we speak. Full kegs. Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that? We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
Yankees lose.
Secret Hitler? I hate this team.
Kind of got screwedy over.
Rocco! Oh, Mike Rocco! Oh.
Shane Falco, so Malcho.
That's unsucked. Chelsea doesn't like the black.
We apologize.
What are you burglar?
I was
it's
alive.
Time for the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan. Hoo-wee.
All right. Welcome back to our show. What's up?
I should be saying that to you, sir.
What?
Welcome back to our show.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. You're good to be back.
Is it?
Yeah, it is good.
You just don't want to be around your wife.
Tell you what. Well, she's sick right now, and that is not pleasant when she's sick. I'm more of a
hiding kind of.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Mother Bear's got some.
Oh, Mama, she is.
Yeah.
Well, she's also has trepidation because tomorrow's a very big day in our family,
Yeah.
and she does not want to be sick, and so it's just.
And who wants to be sick during the divorce proceedings?
That's right.
You got to be on your game.
I file tomorrow.
You got to be on your.
I serve her.
You seen those couples that posted on social media we're going down to sign the divorce papers?
Well,
no, I have not.
Everything's on social media now. What are you talking about?
I've seen. It's funny because one of them, and I know most of the stuff that we see on the socials is fake now, but this has to be real just because the way that she is so excited to document it, and he's like, "This is the reason we're splitting. This right here."
Oh, because she's all excited about
I'm guessing that's not the reason, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, he cheated on her, but
I was gonna
probably
say,
did.
I'm guessing that
she's busy posting.
I'm guessing
on
her
gram.
posting something on social media is not the reason why they're getting divorced, but you know.
Well, it's one of the reasons why he hates her. Okay.
Well, why would you want to?
I love couples that hate each other. They're the best. We all know them. There's so many couples that just deep down can't stand the other one, but I've said it before. The only reason, not the only reason, the main reason people stay together is because divorce sucks. It's a pain in the ass. It's expensive. No one wants to move out. No one wants to actually have to get in shape to try to find someone else to tolerate your sorry ass. So you're like, whatever. I'll just stay with this angry bitch for the next 20 years.
Shut up.
It's true.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, both parties in all these clips don't seem that great, but it's just like, why would you want to post this? Why do this for people?
It's also one of those things that divorce is not, everyone's like, oh, I'm sorry. I've never once been sorry for a divorce. I'm always like, congratulations. Good marriages don't end in divorce. Bad marriages do. Therefore, when someone's been divorced, I high five them. I'm like, freaking
Yeah,
great.
move on.
Yes, this is awesome.
So this story comes to us from Louisiana, and I found it quite interesting. I don't really know why, but
but you did.
But I did, Jason. I can't fight my feelings. I can't fight this feeling.
I know.
You were thinking about it.
Immediately in my head, I started just belting it out in my mind. And I can't fight this feeling anymore.
That's REO Speedwagon, baby.
Damn right.
Damn right. So this guy, he parked in the airport there, somewhere in Louisiana.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it was New Orleans. And
I do so love New Orleans.
His name's Corey, and he's 35.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes home from wherever he was traveling, and he goes to get in his car, and he goes through the little pay zone area.
Sure.
And he realizes that he does not have enough money to pay to get out of the parking garage.
All right, could be problematic, but don't we got a card or?
It doesn't say. No, he has nothing. He has nothing on him.
All right.
So it doesn't say how much it was. Sometimes those things can be.
Yeah, long-term parking can be expensive. Short-term, a couple bucks.
It can be over $100. But I think a lot of people are assuming, this may be like $8 or $5 or whatever.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
but
because long-term parking, if you're gone for a handful of days, you can get a nice little bill on that.
Yeah, he couldn't pay it.
Yeah,
and so so I guess my question is how would you get out of this situation?
Boy, that's
because they would not let him out. Like he couldn't pay, and they were just like, "Sorry, man,
nothing we can do, huh?" Huh?
Yeah. So what do you do?
Boy, is this like the old restaurant, like you go wash dishes? Can I clean up?
What dishes? It's a parking garage.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the old. I don't even know if that's a thing. Like in restaurants, it's like, well, I better roll up my sleeves, start washing dishes to work off this meal. I don't know what you do. Do you sit in the booth and you're like, I got this shift, and at the end of the night, I get to go home? I don't know.
It says,
I guess call someone to Venmo me some cash, or just run the gate.
Well,
and
you
be
can
like,
just borrow it. Yeah, just borrow it. Like, surely there are other people there that you could just be like, hey man, I really need
I'll tell you what,
$100.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm in a parking garage and you need $8 and you're stuck, I'll give you $8.
Yeah,
$100. But if a stranger comes to me and says, I need $100 to get out of this parking garage, I'm like, dude, first off, no. Second, kiss my ass. Third, get out of the way so I can leave.
Now, it does say it was the short-term parking garage.
Okay, so we're probably talking more like $20.
Either that or he parked there for a long time and it was really expensive.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll leave it overnight a few times.
Yeah.
That'll add up.
Yeah, that'll add up big time. So he was in a Jeep, and it says he reportedly refused multiple requests from parking staff and airport police to move his vehicle from the exit lane. And
so he's blocking so other people can't get through.
Yeah.
Once deputies were called in, he agreed to move his vehicle until he could obtain the necessary funds to exit.
That is what you
Yeah,
have
by
to
the way,
do.
at Portland, $4 per hour, $30 a day in short term. Just to give you an idea.
$30 a day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be a couple $100. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't say. It should say.
But
it
yeah,
doesn't.
you're kind of stuck until you can get your car out.
Basically.
You have to leave it there.
Yeah, they just said, so he's basically parked in a spot next to the booth. He cannot get out.
Yeah.
Around 9:45 that evening, this happened at...
I'm guessing, and I do not know where this story is going, but much like almost every other story that ends up making news, this is a kind of it's a bad situation that this idiot is about to make 1,000 times worse.
Well, that's what I was, when I teased this.
This is the equivalent of, because you said in there they asked him to move his car.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent when someone gets pulled over by the cop. They don't feel that they should have been pulled over. Therefore, they say, well, no, I don't have to listen to you. You're not arresting me today. We know where this story is going to go. You're going to get arrested, and it's going to be so much worse. My guess is this idiot is about to make this so much worse for himself.
So when I teased this, I said, is this the worst crime in relation to the initial wrongdoing ratio?
Yeah.
Does that make more sense now?
Yes, I see where this is going. Yes.
So what do you think he does?
I'm guessing that he gunned it and blew through the gate, probably hit a police car, and fled the authorities.
Worse.
Oh boy. Did he start shooting?
He did not kill anyone, and he didn't shoot anyone.
Okay.
So he tried to run someone over?
No.
Did he knock over the booth?
Oh, I don't know where. Like, how much worse can
He called in a bomb threat.
To try to. So, you know what?
That's the old
Catch-22. This is kind of brilliant. You call in a bomb threat, therefore
brilliant.
everyone has to leave the parking garage. I like it.
Yeah, not brilliant.
This guy's an innovator. I appreciate the. I appreciate where he's going on this.
So around 9:45, Johnson's vehicle was still trapped in the parking lot. Deputies were alerted to a threatening phone call to the Aviation Communications Center demanding that the operator page Hassan.
Oh boy.
If you do not page him, we have a bomb, the caller allegedly added.
Oh my God.
We have the bomb if you do not page him. At 10:30, so about 50 minutes later, the caller contacted Avcom again, this time attempting to disguise his voice. Didn't I tell you, you stupid effing bee, I will cut your effing throat.
So now we got bomb threats and death threats.
Correct. Followed by Page Hassan, and I want him to bring the bomb to level 3.
You got to page Hassan. Should have done it.
I told you, you dumb bitch.
All over $100 or $20 or whatever parking fee.
After deputies pinged the phone attached to the number, they allegedly tracked it back to a location outside the north terminal of the airport. Deputies claimed that they then identified Johnson as the one connected to the number. Cole, that was the same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Around 10:50, police returned to the lot, located Johnson in the driver's seat of his vehicle, and placed him under arrest. I mean, brother.
And I'm guessing he's facing some serious charges.
Yep, isn't that a federal crime?
I'm guessing
that is a felony.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
federal felony.
So you turned a parking fine into a federal, possibly prison sentence. You'll never be able to vote, and you're not going to be able to leave the country.
He didn't even get fined for parking. All he needed to do was pay the money.
Well, I mean, yeah. Hey, he got out of paying.
He obviously had a phone, so call somebody.
Hey, at least he got out of paying the parking ticket, right?
Did he?
Well,
again, there was no ticket. I guarantee you that thing's going to quadruple.
What a moron.
I mean,
what a moron.
I skipped a few parking tickets in my day, or
No, me
parking
too.
fees. Actually, there was a really good system I had when I was like 20 and poor, and I had to park here in downtown Portland. There was a lot, not a smart park garage or anything like that, but just one of those open air lots. And I would buy, a ticket like maybe once every 3 times I was in there, but they started catching on. So what I would do, I would rip up like the little 1 through 10 numbers, like where the dates were, and the windshield on all of our cars back in the 2000s, they had like the little VIN number and then like the little marker of like the brand of the windshield, and all of that shadow would cover up the ticket enough to where I could just use an old ticket and I'd put little numbers that I'd torn out from other tickets onto one and just lied and like sat it on the perfect spot and said, no, this is for December 5th, not November 5th, that I took a 5 from. And I'm lying and not paying for the parking. I did that probably for like a year and I got away with it.
I respect it, but I also think that you're a giant piece of S.
I could not afford it. Okay.
No offense, of course.
No. I hear you. And if I had the money, I agree with you. But like, I was 19, 20 years old. I'm making $12 an hour. I don't have the money. I could not afford to park every day for work downtown.
Innovative.
No, thank you.
According to the affidavit, Johnson admitted to calling the airport twice that evening. When asked if he stated he or others had a bomb, he responded, something like that.
I did not call in a bomb threat. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, at least no one died.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you think you can go before the judge and be like, sorry, like I've never had any priors. My first bomb threat. Although, is it your first bomb threat?
So now this dude faces up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
Yikes.
What a moron.
Yeah. I saw one of these not too long ago where a guy got a boot on his car and he was trying to take the boot off with like a crowbar or something, and the parking person showed up and was like, you can't do that, and he said no, and he swung at the person with like the crowbar. So that person called the cops, and then that guy again, so then the cops showed up, and my man there that was trying to get it off ended up getting it off kinda, and then he gunned his car at the cop, and the cop shot him. Like, he died. He tried, like, when the cop showed up with the boot kind of half hanging on, he gunned it at the cop, who was like in front of him, and the cop was like, well, they got shot. And that was like one of those things where you look at it, you're like, dude, it was a boot. It's like $500.
Oh no.
I understand that you didn't have $500, but now you don't have breath. It's amazing in the moment the amount of times that people will take a seemingly normal, like, I don't know, you're gonna pay a fine, maybe you'll do a night in jail, something. It's usually just a ticket. And you're like, nope, not happening today. Gonna get shot. Or in this case, gonna
end my whole life.
Gonna end my whole. You see
ruin it all
you
right here.
see it all the time
over this boot.
Yeah. Or someone pulls a gun on a cop and they've got weed in the car. Dude, it's weed.
And then they go on a high-speed chase.
Yes, it's weed. Like, it's a ticket. I'm not paying that ticket today. Not today, pigs. Like, what are you doing?
Someone asked me, well, what happened with Hassan? It is interesting that he chose Hassan as the name of the...
Hope he gets a raise.
Louisiana, everybody. All right.
By the way, that doesn't... Of the states where these things happen, we always assume Florida, Missouri. Louisiana gets off the hook a lot. Having spent a bunch of time in Louisiana, stuff happens in Louisiana. Like, it's...
What is your Spotify listening age? Next.
Oh, yeah, I saw mine today.
On the Fan.
Dirt and Spray. Dirt and Spray. can Big Sook have you from here?
I assume you covered the Virginia trash panda caper.
Oh, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, of all the raccoons in the world, why didn't that raccoon break into my liquor store?
What do you mean? Like,
well,
so you would then take him home?
Yeah,
Is that
my buddy owns a liquor store, and of all the things that have happened there, nothing nearly as cool as
the drunk raccoon.
Yeah, like someone once hooked up an ATM with a big metal chain and yanked it out of his front door. That was kind of interesting, but not nearly as cool as a raccoon getting S-housed and then passing out in the bathroom. And yes, I would have taken that raccoon home and nursed him back to health, or her.
Well, I read today that the raccoon was released into the wild.
Isn't that cool?
Sober.
It's like a human breaking into something, drinking a bunch, passing. Just let you go.
Now they
fun.
did say someone. I love anytime something happens with a raccoon.
Wait, is Schulte touting the not arresting the panda?
I'm not saying it's
that great.
Yeah,
Isn't that great? They didn't even arrest the panda.
They didn't give him a ticket or anything. Public
whatever it is,
intoxication.
the
Ryan
raccoon.
Russillo-esque.
Isn't it great too that the raccoon found the toilet?
Yeah.
And passed out there.
Spread eagle, by the way. Just anytime there's raccoon news, like everyone sends it to me, and I do appreciate that. Operation Best Friend. Someone sent me a thing maybe 2-3 weeks ago that I guess they're saying that raccoons are showing early signs of domestication. They're physically changing. Raccoons are interacting with us so much, and more people are feeding them, and they're becoming less wild. That like their snouts are getting shorter, something with their limbs, like it's like the whole wolf thing. Wolves eventually started morphing into what we see now, and people are saying, the scientists are saying that the raccoons are showing signs of maybe becoming domesticated. Not in my lifetime, but
I was gonna say you lived 100 years too soon.
I know. Somewhere down the line, there's a real possibility that the trash panda will just be hanging out with us like we do dogs and cats. And I say it's about time. You think about it, the only real domesticated animals that we have that are inside pets are cats and dogs. Dude, let's get on this. There's foxes, there's raccoons. We need some more birds.
We have little fishies.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, that's not domesticated.
They're tamed, trained. What am I talking about?
Imprisoned. You know, you just stick those in.
Imprisoned, yeah.
Well, think about it.
At least there's water.
Think about how many different animals that if you domesticated, you're telling me, like if you had a chance and you had a squirrel that was the same as a cat or a dog, either went outside to go to the bathroom, it used a litter, it was tame. You're telling me you wouldn't want a pet squirrel just cruising around that was tame in your house? It'd be badass.
I mean,
it'd be pretty sweet. The cat would instantly be replaced. No offense to cat lovers, but you're telling me difference between cat and fox, you're not taking the fox? Way better. Don't even get me started on the birds. You get an owl hanging out in my house. Now we're going. Maybe a nice armadillo. Let's go. Let's start domesticating more things.
What would be the best animal to domesticate next?
Well, like you can't have like a bear because that could kill you without even like meaning to. Just
Right.
and
within reason.
Within reason, I think it's the trash panda.
It might be.
They got cute little hands. They run around. They can like do stuff for you. I mean, they're little people. They're adorable as all get out. There's nothing better than a raccoon. They make me happy. I mean, I'm open to the idea that there's something cooler. I just don't know what it is because it's got hands, which makes it instantly cooler than everything else because it can grab stuff and run around with it. You could teach that thing to go into your fridge, open it, and bring you a beer. You could teach it to open a bottle of wine. It uses tools. I mean, the only other thing that you could say that even comes close is the monkey.
What about the fox?
That'd be pretty cool, too. But again, it doesn't
cool looking.
It's cool looking. It's better than the cat, but it lacks the opposable thumbs that I need for my raccoon business.
Well, I've told you the story.
I know.
My Uncle Dan out in...
that thing was meaner than you know what, right?
Out in Kansas, he had a pet raccoon.
Yeah.
And it wasn't mean, but he said, do not, under any circumstances, touch him.
Yeah.
The only person that he will let handle him or touch him is Dan. And he would... Dude, I'm not kidding. That raccoon would sit on Dan's shoulder and watch football.
Yeah.
while he sat in his chair. It was the damnedest thing. I was fascinated by it, but I was also terrified as a little kid because he was he warned me, like, and Dan, this is a man that feeds wild buffalo like by hand, like he doesn't care.
He's man of the woods,
and he was like, dude, do not touch my raccoon.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your face ripped off. But not with him.
No. Again, see, I get it. You can't have the raccoon as the pet unless you're a man like Dan. But maybe someday.
But how did he do that?
I think it's probably just from a young age, or it learned to trust just him. Like, I've known people in Alaska that technically have like a pet wolf, and it's not really a pet. The wolf just knows you're not a danger. You give it free food, and so it's pretty cool around you. But it's still a wild animal that at a moment's notice will lose its ass.
All right, let's get back on track here. What is your Spotify listening age? I too found out mine today. That will be next. Here's Schultz.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Thursday night football happening right now in Detroit with the Lions hosting the Dallas Cowboys. They were 3.5-point favorites. Detroit was as the home team coming into tonight, and it's going all their way right now. 17-6 lead over the Cowboys at the 2-minute warning in the first half. Both David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have rushing tutties in the first half for Detroit so far. Elsewhere in the NFL, good news for the Chargers today as starting quarterback Justin Herbert was listed as a limited participant at practice as he recovers from that broken or fractured non-throwing hand, whichever you want to say. That is according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. He is expected to start on Monday when they play the Eagles for Monday Night Football. And in the college ranks, some great news for the Oregon Ducks. They were able to grab an official piece of signed paperwork from five-star two-way player Jalen Lott. He marks the 5th overall five-star recruit Oregon has grabbed so far in this cycle. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evening. Isaac and Big Sook have you from here.
Well, Spotify did something pretty cool. A lot of people are talking about it.
Dude, are you doing a John Gruden right now?
A lot of people.
A lot of people are telling you right here.
Little Spider 2 Y Banana and a little Wham block. 32 Wham. He loved 32 Wham. Yeah, they do the year-end wrap, and they added, I think this is the first year I've seen the age.
Have they always done the year-end wrap?
Yeah, they always do the year-end wrap.
Spotify Wrapped?
Yeah, you get to find out who your top artists were, or top artists were. You get to find out how many minutes you listened, all that. Now the artists actually, a lot of them record little thank yous if like you're in their top 5.
I didn't get a thank you.
You didn't get a thank you?
I mean, I honestly didn't look that close.
Oh.
But I share mine with the kids.
Oh, then you may not have.
So therefore so on there, the only cool thing on there to me is your listening age. So it tells you, so if you open up your Spotify app and you go up to the top where it says Wrapped, you click on that, it will give you your year in review.
Yeah.
And it will in there give you your listening age, which I think is hilarious because I fully expected mine to be about 87. But it wasn't. But that's partly because I share with the kids who listen to the, they listen to the young.
So does it really matter that your listening age is better than you think it was?
Well, I just don't know what my true listening age is.
I'm guessing, like, of all the people, you have to have the oldest.
You would think.
You and Swag, maybe. And by the way, you guys are the 2 oldest at the station.
Right.
So I would assume that,
Well, I mean, what's funny about it is, okay, so my Spotify listening age was 60.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And what's funny about that is I thought about it. I'm like, I was offended.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, that's probably low considering I share with the kids. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm 50. So I'm only listening to, it's only 10 years different.
Yeah. I would have thought, when you said that especially with the kids, I thought you were going to be somewhere like in the 30s or 40s.
No, we're 60.
Wow.
We're at 60.
Mine was 32.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
You're hot.
So you were 10 years
over by age.
And I was 15 years under my age.
I don't know what that says about you.
I don't know.
Probably that you're an ass.
I listen to a lot of, I do a lot of the Spotify like rando, like DJ stuff. So I think mine gets skewed a little bit because like my artists, like it gives you your top 5 artists. They're all older bands, but I listen to a lot of like suggestion, like they do the Spotify DJ, and I just listen to that because it's kind of, you like this kind of music, and then it kicks you out a bunch of different stuff you've never heard. I think that's the only reason that mine would skew so young, because all my top artists are all people in their 40s, 50s, or older.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that it often spits out an age that's much older than you, because, and which stands to reason, because people don't. I mean, the music that you would listen to came out before you were that age, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm listening to stuff that's all 2025, am I 0 years old at that point, music-wise?
It's a good question.
Well, but I think it goes the other way. It's like, if Schulte, you're how old?
I'm 36.
36, you're listening to some stuff from the 80s,
then
that's going to skew you hard.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to 70s and 80s music a lot, so I'm probably, my music
What's
age...
your Spotify age?
61.
Okay.
How the hell are you guys 60 and 61 and I'm 32?
Because you don't listen to the Moody Blues, Dan Fogelberg,
No,
those
I do
guys.
not.
You do not. I do.
Dan Fogelberg.
What was your top 5 artists?
They were all the kids stuff.
Oh. Schulte, you got a top 5
Let
on
me
there?
go find it. Let's see here.
Oh, so it's all, you didn't have any. Because you're not.
I use Apple and then Spotify for podcasts sometimes. And then when Apple's not working, I'll use Spotify for music.
My minutes were pretty high. Like, they give you, like, what percentile you're in or whatever. I think I listened for, like, I think it gave me 29 days. 29 days.
Mine was 14.
Of listening.
Yeah, because it tells you you listen. Yeah. Like your total listening time.
Total listening time. So mine was up there a lot. But I always have music going no matter what I'm doing. And it's usually based on that on Spotify. But again, a lot of shuffle put on there. I am surprised though, like when it tells you like what your top song is, but some of that's a little skewed because like if you put it on shuffle or you just start your like songs, A lot of those are just what comes up a lot, and I skip by it, but I guess it's still technically played.
Yeah, my top 5 artists, not in any particular order. Michael Bublé, Hans Zimmer, because I like movie scores.
Oh, there you go.
Nice, relaxing. And then, the Moody Blues, Dan Fogelberger on there as well. And this might be recently skewed, Mannheim Steamroller, because I've been listening to them a lot. So
yeah, that is old. And it's true. You can get on a kick. Like, I'll see someone in concert.
A kick.
And then, like, you'll spend, 2 months afterwards listening to them, and then all of a sudden that becomes one of your top 5 artists. And you're like, oh, well, I just went on a run because I saw him in concert. Yeah.
And a stretch.
But yes, that is a very old. That would be a very old.
Can we talk about how great the Moody Blues are and they don't get enough credit?
I can't say I listen to any Moody Blues.
Oh, fantastic band.
Should I give that more of a spin? Should I give that more of a?
You may not like it. I mean, you probably would have. I mean, they're old.
Yeah, I'm
so
aware of the Moody Blues.
You probably would have had a Moody Blues phase at one point by now.
I just haven't.
Had you liked them?
Yeah.
Hey, man, orchestral, rock and roll, putting them together. Like they were the first ones to do that.
The one
and a stretch.
Like the ones that were interesting to me, they gave you all the different lists. It was like genre. Mine was my number 1 genre was alternative country, and then it was.
What does that even mean?
I think that was more like the White Buffalo, and like I listen to a lot of stuff like that. That's like American.
Yeah, America. No. Woo, beer.
That is not alternative country.
BWE.
Did you guys see that there was some creator, and this was not AI made, I really appreciated it, a country song completely made up of country artists singing the word beer.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But if you've ever gone to, you went to Whiskey Myers, that's alternative country. So Steven Wilson Jr., again, American rock country, that was number 1. Metal was number 2. Irish folk music was number 3. Then I had soundtracks, and then I think it was rap. And I was like, that's an interesting.
Rap is not on your top 5.
It is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
I want to see it.
That is literally why his listening age is 32. That has to be.
But it's all old rap. There's nothing real new on there. A lot of that is like Eminem or Dr. Dre, like Kendrick Lamar. It's not anything.
I know that I'll probably have to join a white supremacist gang.
Yeah, it's nothing particularly new. And most of that is workout stuff. But that'll get you for 45 to an hour and a half on any given day of a lot of that's a lot of metal and rap that comes in there.
Hey, don't go anywhere. Andrew Nemec is coming up next, okay? He's going to do his sports talk show there.
Well, it was National Recruiting or Signing Day yesterday.
We're going to wrap it up next on The Fan.
Seahawks
Yeah, we sure do.
I looked at my listening age at 32, and it said that my age is 32 because I like hits from the late 2000s.
Okay.
Not
Late
certain.
2000s.
The late 2000s. So if I'm listening to stuff from like 2008 to 2010, that means that I'm 32 for listening age.
A lot of Akon. Yeah, a lot of, let's see, Lil Jon was still good back
Well,
then.
that's weird. That doesn't make much sense to me, but
Didn't make any sense. In my top artists, I had the White Buffalo, Eric Church, Eminem, Pearl Jam, and Warren Zevon.
And
were
so
my top 5.
They are just going with the year that it came out. I was kind of wondering if they went with maybe like the genre of music, because genres in popularity, they change over the years. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, it has that on there too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I didn't pay too much attention.
No.
I saw the Spotify age.
Yeah, they've got all of it. I mean, they break it down by like everything.
Oh yeah, like everything, man.
Yeah.
Here's a listener who says my listening age is 127. Top listens Odyssey 105.1 FM.
You are
See
not
what
in
you
our
did there.
demographic. Welcome, though.
Yeah, we're for the olds.
Yeah, they do everything.
Proud of it.
Yeah, they do top genre: alternative, country, metal, pop/rap, singer-songwriter, musicals.
All right.
Yeah, I got all that stuff. But again, I don't know how you determine what fits into what category.
Do you ever have to switch over to Amazon Music?
No.
Yeah, see, I do.
Do you?
Well, because, like I said, like every once in a while, the kids will be on the stupid Spotify or they'll steal it.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just done here. And then I switch over to Amazon Music, and it's obnoxious.
Oh, it's bad.
Because I don't know how to use it.
Well,
Like,
and they don't. Do you pay for Amazon Music?
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know,
Rob's confused. I don't know.
probably not. And Amazon Music unpaid, they have a much smaller selection.
Maybe
of
that's
songs.
why.
Yeah, you can't find like really what you're looking for if you don't pay for it there.
I don't know. I used to have like Apple Music and Amazon Music, but I just settled on we just settled on Spotify. I don't know why, but that's where we ended up, and it's like, I don't pay for it. I think we have we share too, but we have like a family one where we pay one price and you get like multiple accounts. So even though it's all under one umbrella, and I don't know if I pay for it or someone else pays for it, couldn't tell you. But yeah, everyone gets their own profile. Actually, I know my daughter set it up because I'm in there as Professor D-Weed is my
Nice. So classy.
Yes. That would be Taylor who set that all up.
Professor D-Weed.
Except it's not. She actually spells it out the whole thing. So I do laugh that whenever I do the year-end review, it says, "Hey, Professor
D-Weed."
D-Weed. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot that's my profile name. Like, thank you, sweetheart. Love you too. And then other times I'm like, you're like offended when it kicks, like, because I'll do, like I said, I'll do the random. I don't like it when it's like the suggestions they give me sometime. I'm like, really? Do you think that's what I want? Like, I'm offended by the algorithm.
Yeah, but then do you think, then you go, well, God, I must be listening to something that put that in there. But they're not just going to throw that at me. What am I?
I'm gay. It's possible. Every now and then, though, like, I've discovered a lot of really good bands based on that. Like, there was a band I really liked this year, the Vandaliers. Never heard of them.
Good.
And just randomly popped up on it. Was like one of those, hey, we think you might like this. And they played the song Cigarettes in the Rain. I was like, that's a really good song. Went through and listened, and great band. Saw them live this year when they came through. And it was like, dude, that's money. I love that when it just like, because it's hard for me to like get exposed to a lot of new music. And so that's a way where if you just put it on shuffle, you never know what you're going to get. So I tend to do that more than go and listen to stuff that I know I like. That tends to be more if I see a concert or you get in a mood or whatever.
It's actually pretty neat.
That's why you skew younger.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
See, I'm listening to stuff I know.
Yeah.
Stuff I want. Stuff I like. Like Dan Fogelberg.
Yeah.
Running for the Roses, bitch.
Ooh, yes, please.
That was one of my first concerts.
Really?
Schultzy. My parents took me to Dan Fogelberg at Red Rocks.
Oh my gosh! So you saw that?
That's a good one right
I have
there.
watched that one on YouTube, and now that I know that one Isaac Everett Rock
I was there.
I am.
Wait, that's a
even more
famous
jealous.
concert?
Yes.
Really?
Dan Fogelberg at Red Rocks? Yeah.
Yeah, we went to that.
It's one of the good ones, man. And,
We weren't up front or anything. but-
Moody Blues was my first concert, so I hear you.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Power of Gold, Dan Fogelberg, one of the best songs. I might have to put that in the bump rotation for this show.
Yeah, let's get a little DF up in here. Liven this thing up a little bit, huh?
Did Fogelberg do Leader of the Band? Isn't that Fogelberg?
That makes me cry, man.
That's a great tune.
It is.
He's got some good ones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad we covered that.
I hate this game.
Andrew Nemec is coming up next. Long work week for me, so I'm just going to take tomorrow off, okay?
Probably should.
I got to go.
Good for you.
I'll be back Monday, but the guy's back tomorrow, 3 to 7 on Fake. Good night.
Ships of state.